have, a wide ranging of opinions about things. I mean, in such a big family, there's bound to be very different views on everything and different lifestyles, and the Browns are no different. They also have tons of family drama, like most families, let's not lie. But most of them actually do well for themselves and are succeeding in life. Alright, so don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Bye, guys! This Sister Wives update is a deep dive about Robyn and Janelle's feud, their shady moments towards each other. I mean, we've all seen those moments. Although things seem much worse between them last season, they've always had a tense relationship full of subtle shade, almost like frenemies. Let's start from the beginning. In the first few seasons, Janelle seemed pretty icy about Robyn. She was most worried about the fact that Robyn didn't work and that now their finances had to go even further to support her and her 3 kids. That was a whole episode they did on finances, and that was a very Janelle thing to worry about. Let's also not forget that they had struggled pretty bad with finances in the past. Mykelti even said that when she was little, they would basically eat food scraps in Wyoming, or bread scraps or whatever. But overall, we saw Janelle kind of try with Robyn in the early years. She seemed to just kind of like go with it, but wasn't like super eager to be BFFs or anything. In a season 2, episode 2 episode, when they're in Wyoming at Cody's parents' ranch, hiding from the paparazzi, there was a shady moment already. The kids were at this big rock exploring. It's a huge rock. They're all climbing on it. Robyn's yelling at her kids, "Get down! Sit down!" And Janelle says she was trying not to laugh at Robyn. She clearly was judging her, and Robyn says she's tired of being the referee and that the other wives don't care unless the kids are bleeding. So clearly just different approaches and some shade thrown. When Robyn announced that she was pregnant, this would have been with Solomon in Vegas. And teasers left and right these days. In one teaser for episode 2, Cody says that they're not acting like a family, they're acting like enemies. And Janelle is opening up about how she can't deal with Cody's anger anymore to Christine, which is shocking to Christine because we're in 2021 here. And before this point on the show, Janelle always seemed pretty ride or die, let's say, for Cody. She constantly was reiterating that she was fine with her relationship with Cody. She was getting what she wanted out of it, blah, blah, blah. She called him honey all the time. I never fully bought into that, but now she goes as far as to say, like, can it be saved? I have no idea. Fast forward to today, and we know that they are separated and that Janelle actually felt some type of relief off her shoulders once they did split. So, I don't know. There's also reports saying that Cody wants to rekindle things with Janelle. Janelle, to me, does not seem interested in that. Anyways, Cody's anger at this point in the show is just getting out of hand, and who wants to deal with that and also share him? No one. And in another teaser, Cody and Christine continue their lunch date from hell at the Mexican restaurant with a lot of passive-aggressive digs and just awkward communication all around about who hates who and the kids. Seriously. So Cody says, Christine's face doesn't bother me, but it's what she's doing with the children, talking behind my back. And Christine says, basically, she's just acting as a sounding board for the kids, a safe place for them to come talk about things that are hard. I don't know, the truth's probably somewhere in the middle. And then they get into kind of a strange exchange. Christine says, so sometimes you still hate me. It's okay. And Cody says, I think it gives you satisfaction if I did hate you. So that's weird. Christine wants Cody to admit he hates her, and he won't do it because he thinks she would be happy about that. I mean, breakups are toxic. What can I say? Cody says that Christine is Machiavellian. She plays both sides, smiles from the front and stabs you in the back. I had to look this up, actually. Machiavellian, what Janelle means by local-ish. I mean, ish, but still far away. The article said, all signs point to the fact that Hunter may have, in fact, moved back to Las Vegas. In a recent Instagram post from his brother Logan's wedding, it was noted in the comments by his girlfriend's sister that they were the hottest new couple in Vegas. A quick search also shows that Hunter is working as a nurse within the Valley healthcare system. Go figure. But he's in good company in Vegas, though, because Logan and his wife Michelle are there as well. So he has family there. Logan and Michelle are newly married. They have a new house, but otherwise, they kind of want a quiet life and their Instagram accounts are private. So, all right, let's go to Maddie, Janelle, and Cody's oldest daughter. So we all know that Maddie still sells Plexus, just like her mom, Janelle. Maddie celebrated Limb Differences Month this month by sharing that her daughter, Evie, will be getting a new prosthetic soon. So seems like as she grows, she needs new prosthetics. She also shared that thankfully Caleb's insurance covers the cost of the prosthetic because people had questions about cost apparently, and that they had no genetic cause to Evie's limb difference. And so for her to have kids that have the same condition, it would be like winning the lottery. The odds would be very, very slim. I think it's great that Maddie is sharing her journey with all of us. Speaking of Evie, in a post, Maddie referred to her as Evie Love, which made friends freak out and question if she changed her middle name because it used to be Evie Cody, if you remember. I used to think Maddie was actually Cody's favorite back in the day. It just kind of seemed that way. So if there's a rift between Maddie and Cody, that would be really weird and also really sad. Now let's go to Gwendolyn, Christine's daughter. Lately, she actually went to Cabo in Mexico on a vacation with her fiance Beatrice, and People magazine published an article about her most savage or controversial quotes from her reviewing season 17 of Sister Wives on her YouTube channel, because she is doing that. It seemed hesitant to me. She didn't really give an answer, but Jen was quick to say no more polygamy. And I cannot wait until Mary finds someone nice. That will bring me so much joy, honestly. And episode 12 is called Can't See the Forests for the Trees. And this might be a reference to the whole tree debacle with Mary. Who knows? But it says, Christine throws a 1950s themed party for her 50th birthday and admits she's dating again. Cody checks out Janelle's new apartment but realizes she's planning a future without him. Mary worries about big changes in her life with both the BNB and Cody. So a lot of change this season for sure. And I know the show is kind of dark this season. I'll fully admit that, but with some happy moments. I mean, the twins, Peyton's on camera, seeing some of the kids. Garrison is thriving and owning a house. I mean, these things are still positive for me. And stay tuned because I'll have the full recap of Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 11, up as soon as I can this weekend. All right, guys, have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye! This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 10. The episode starts with some gentle music and the Coyote Pass woodlands. So Janelle says that she's having an Easter celebration with Christine, and we learned something kind of weird, that actually Cody had banned Easter for a long time because he thought it was too pagan. He insisted that they only celebrate Passover. So this is how it went for years and years and years. Mary was fine with giving up Easter, and so was Janelle. And when Robin came into the family, surprise, surprise, she wanted to actually go to her mom's house to celebrate Easter because the kids did celebrate it, and Cody didn't want her to leave. So Christine says that she had a lot of leverage and brought back Easter. So the Easter Bunny can thank Robin. She brought back Easter, and she also brought back earrings, remember? So Christine said maybe she had more leverage because Cody was in love with her. I don't know. I feel like that's probably not true. Janelle's name is not on the house, right? Like, unless I'm wrong. Cody has $1 million house that he owns, and I'm pretty sure Janelle is not on that. So how do they have the same assets? Make it make sense. Cody talks about how in Vegas, things were great between him and Janelle. Janelle says yes, but that doesn't change what happened recently. And Cody says that they had a renaissance in Vegas, a renaissance to their relationship. Maybe they should have stayed in Vegas then, just a thought. I mean, how did Flagstaff help them at all, in any way? I don't know. Mary's at her B&B in this episode. A guest had made a pillow with a picture of Mary and her mom on it, which is cute. Jen, Mary's best friend, is there, and she appears on a lot of the episode. Mary talks to her about her plans to move her clothing business to the B&B, but she's scared to tell Robin because she thinks basically Robin's the only one that's actually going to care. I think this is probably what leads to Robin's breakdown that we saw in the teaser way back. So Mary's still holding on hope with Cody, we learn, and that's really the only thing that's keeping her in Flagstaff. But I think she's gonna realize, there is no hope, so she's just gonna hopefully just do her thing. Jen's happy about it, Mary's happy about it. The carriage house is where the clothes are going to, the clothing business clothes. They're both wearing super ripped up jeans. Apparently that was in 2022. Maybe I blocked all the 2020s out of my mind. I don't know. But Mary's just overwhelmed with all of it. But I'm happy that she's moving away from whatever mess is in Flagstaff. I mean, Cody no longer deserves her energy, in my opinion. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode and my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 6. Stay tuned for more updates and news from moi. Bye guys!
He's been telling me for years that he wasn't attracted to Christine. They were struggling in their marriage. I would have left his ass the first time he said that to me.
Let's talk about the teasers for Sister Wives. According to Google, is a personality trait that denotes cunningness, the ability to be manipulative, and a drive to use whatever means necessary to gain power. Okay, don't know if I agree with that. I don't know where he came up with that even, but yeah, he says all sorts of things in those confessionals. Cody says that he had evil thoughts about Christine and says it's so nonchalant, just like, hey, I've had evil thoughts about you. Fun times. And that it had to do with her ruining his big picture, which is a very familiar narrative to what Robin is always saying, the porch thing, remember? So maybe he and Robin wanted to all sit on the porch. I thought the porch was just the Sister Wives. Anyways, then Christine calls him the heck out, and this is the best point in the teaser for sure. She says that his actions are actually to blame. You just can't stay at one person's house and expect the big picture of a big happy family to still be there. It's true. The big picture porch thing is such a fantasy, it's not even funny. All of the people in the family, if you count all of them, there's so many people that actually don't even have relationships. So it's just not a happy family. So here are the official descriptions for episode 2 and episode 3, which just dropped. So episode 2 is called Thanks for Nothing. And it says, Christine and Cody struggle to keep things cordial. Then, Cody regrets the family being separated at Thanksgiving, and Peyton updates Christine on a situation between the kids and Robin. While Aurora gets her ears pierced, Cody reveals part of his past. OMG, Peyton makes an appearance in this one. Did not see this coming. So I'm kind of excited for that. And we have not seen Aurora a lot on the show lately, so I guess, we'll just kind of see. I guess she's getting her ears pierced. That must be the light segment in the episode. Episode 3 is called Throwing Stones in Glass Houses. And it says Cody vents to his friends about his ongoing anger over his divorce. Janelle's son, what Janelle means by local-ish. I mean, ish, but still far away. The article said, all signs point to the fact that Hunter may have, in fact, moved back to Las Vegas. In a recent Instagram post from his brother Logan's wedding, it was noted in the comments by his girlfriend's sister that they were the hottest new couple in Vegas. A quick search also shows that Hunter is working as a nurse within the Valley healthcare system. Go figure. But he's in good company in Vegas, though, because Logan and his wife Michelle are there as well. So he has family there. Logan and Michelle are newly married. They have a new house, but otherwise, they kind of want a quiet life and their Instagram accounts are private. So, all right, let's go to Maddie, Janelle, and Cody's oldest daughter. So we all know that Maddie still sells Plexus, just like her mom, Janelle. Maddie celebrated Limb Differences Month this month by sharing that her daughter, Evie, will be getting a new prosthetic soon. So seems like as she grows, she needs new prosthetics. She also shared that thankfully Caleb's insurance covers the cost of the prosthetic because people had questions about cost apparently, and that they had no genetic cause to Evie's limb difference. And so for her to have kids that have the same condition, it would be like winning the lottery. The odds would be very, very slim. I think it's great that Maddie is sharing her journey with all of us. Speaking of Evie, in a post, Maddie referred to her as Evie Love, which made friends freak out and question if she changed her middle name because it used to be Evie Cody, if you remember. I used to think Maddie was actually Cody's favorite back in the day. It just kind of seemed that way. So if there's a rift between Maddie and Cody, that would be really weird and also really sad. Now let's go to Gwendolyn, Christine's daughter. Lately, she actually went to Cabo in Mexico on a vacation with her fiance Beatrice, and People magazine published an article about her most savage or controversial quotes from her reviewing season 17 of Sister Wives on her YouTube channel, because she is doing that, both sides there. And there's Janelle, who is recently separated from Cody. So that being said, super happy for Savannah. Janelle and Cody's youngest. She really has been a trooper, living with Janelle in the RV for a while. She would have been with her mom, the only child living at home during Janelle's breakup, and she seems like a super sweet girl. So based on these pictures though, perhaps the most obvious sign of drama and trouble for me is that they didn't take that classic family picture with Janelle, Cody, and Savannah together, because you'll remember that Christine and Cody took a picture like that with Isabel at her graduation, even though things weren't good at all with them. So it's just kind of a picture that you take, right? So Janelle posted these pictures with this caption and also kind of implied that things just weren't perfect at the graduation and that things are different now. So she actually also deactivated the comments, which is always a sign of she didn't want to hear the comments, the anti-Cody stuff. So she said, Savannah has graduated. My children are all grown up. Such a beautiful day. There was definitely a difference with this graduation versus others in the past, but all is well. Headed to Utah this weekend to throw a big party for her with most of her siblings. Which is great, because I know that Christine probably can't wait for that party, because I remember in earlier seasons, Christine definitely had a big hand in raising Savannah, especially when she was little. And Savannah on her feed posted pictures and said, anticlimactic. So I don't know what she meant by anticlimactic. Of course she was going to graduate. She's a smart girl. That could be it. Or anticlimactic meaning that there weren't arguments or something. I don't know. But here's to a bright future for Savannah, and I'm absolutely sure that she's going to excel at everything she does. Alright guys, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. Bye guys! This is a Sister Wives update for May 2023. This month, fans think Janelle has a new boyfriend.
And in their covenant that if he didn't love her, he would let her go. Mary's like, what the heck was the agreement for me? And she says he did not care enough for me as a human being to let me know. And I know a lot of people will say, well, it was pretty obvious that Cody felt like that, but I also get that she was looking to hold on and honor her vows, and she just didn't see things like we all did. She still was holding on, and
her house in the evening for her, and Robin knew it was going on. And she says, I'm not going to trust someone who wants a family, but is okay with Cody being only at their house. Robin says that, she tried so hard with Christine and says that her and Christine had potential to be really close, and she didn't understand why they couldn't be. And she's heartbroken by it, and she's crying, kind of putting the blame on Christine a little bit. So this is like a freaking smear campaign against Christine, this whole conversation, and I'm irritated by it so much. Christine says that the therapy sessions in Vegas, she says that Robin would deny that Cody was at her house the most, and Christine would have rejected her friendship anyway because, how can you trust someone that just lies to your face like that? And Robin's still doing it, and it is so irritating. I understand how Christine feels. Janelle says that Cody always implied that she needs to be a better sister wife to Robin, and Janelle thought that, if this has to happen, it's really not going to work. She recalls a time when basically she had called Robin before they bought their house to kind of let her know that she thought it would be a disaster for their family finances. Robin had clearly told Cody about the conversation, and he held that against her later on. Robin starts to cry that Christmas was a cheap version of what the family used to be. She said, she needs a reason why my family got blown up to smithereens. And okay, so next scene, they're actually planning Christine's 50th birthday party and who should be invited. You can probably guess who's not invited at this point: Mary, Robin, and Cody, because they just keep doing shady things like in this episode. Mary, meanwhile, is making big changes. She's going to move her clothing business to southern Utah, and she's nervous to tell Robin about it because, Robin's going to think that she's leaving the family too. So she only told her BFF Jen. Mary says Cody's not good. Like, what is up with that? And they say how he used to be bold and didn't let people control him, alluding to the fact that maybe he's letting Robin control him, and they don't like it, clearly. And now let's talk about episode 8's description. This is next week's, so this is a spoiler. It's called The Writing on the Wall. Cody takes Janelle out for her birthday and talks about wanting to start over. Mary reveals to Cody that she's moving her clothing business to Utah but not giving up on their relationship. And his reaction is worse than expected. Yikes. Oh gosh, so it looks like Cody wants to save the Janelle relationship, but still not Mary's, no matter how hard Mary wants that to work. I wonder how Janelle will be responding to Cody's birthday attempt, right? Like, I'd be curious to see if she falls for it or not. All right, guys, thank you for watching my teaser analysis for Season 18, Episode 7, and I'll be back with the full recap for the episode. This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 6. In this episode, Cody and Janelle have a really weird meetup. Mary plans her escape from Flagstaff, and Cody calls himself hot. Yes, really. The episode begins, and they're still flashing back, for God's sakes, to the big fight between Janelle and Cody. The flashbacks happen twice, at the beginning of the episode and in the middle. Like, how many times do we need to see this? It's etched in my mind at this point. It's winter, and Christine is having a Valentine's Day paint night with her kids, which means it's February 2022. We're moving up in the timeline a little bit. They're painting a tree with leaves to it. It's cute, and Christine is still such a mama bear, organizing craft activities for her kids after all these years. Christine talks about how awkward Valentine's Day is for polygamous families, and they kind of never knew what to do with it. Robin says it's tricky, and any tension, people should just still always show up. Not sure if he showed up later, therefore missed the family picture, or maybe he was there the whole time but chose not to be a part of it. Hard to tell, but the venue looked nice. Janelle said something interesting under her image drop from the event. She had said, "Some photos from Gwen and Bee's wedding get together this weekend. Mykelti and Tony's twins are so much fun. Avalon wouldn't hold still long enough. Sadly, Maddie and Caleb couldn't make it, and Savannah is with them for the summer. And before you guys say anything, Michelle and Logan's life goal is to be funnest aunt and uncle ever, quote unquote." So I don't know how to interpret this post. Did Janelle just say that Michelle and Logan don't want kids and that they just want to be like a fun uncle and aunt only forever? That's a pretty big thing to kind of just put in a caption, casually mention, but I guess I do agree that it's never good to constantly be asking couples, when are you having kids? When are you having kids? When you don't know the backstory. She probably just wanted to avoid those types of comments because they can come off kind of rude. Mary and Leon were at the wedding as well, so it was nice that they were reunited. I don't know how many times they get to see each other. I don't know. And I thought it was nice that they showed up for Gwendolyn even from kind of far away. Gwendolyn has mentioned that Leon is very supportive of her and that they had hung out at Logan's wedding and that they're on super good terms, but they did have to kind of go out of their way to make it to her shindig. Overall, I mean, they still show up and put the tension aside for big family events. I don't know if it was filmed. I couldn't catch cameramen in the background or anything like that, but I kind of hope it was. But it has to be awkward a bit. I mean, do we think that David and Cody interacted at all? What do we think about that? Let's talk about Hunter Elias Brown now, because he's such a beloved Brown, and now his Instagram profile is not set to private, so I feel better about talking about him and putting his pictures up. Hunter, her trailer. If you liked Gabriel then, you'll really like him now because he seems to be really stepping up to the plate for his mom. And also worth mentioning, Garrison's usually there too helping, but Garrison's actually traveling in Italy at the moment. He went to Rome and saw the Colosseum. So he's on I don't know if it's a solo trip or what. Janelle gave an update on her trailer and said, "The trailer is ready to go for the summer. Yes, it took a few weeks. Some of it was finding the time to break away and drive up there. Even though once I hit the road, I'm always glad I did. Some of it is the self-doubt that still creeps in and tells me I'm crazy for breaking out of my routine and trying something really outside my box. Telling myself that it's hard, it's so much easier to stay here and to do the same old, but there is so much waiting for us when we step out. I wonder why we overthink and overworry the things designed to bring joy and offer even more empowerment." Tawanda. She's been saying Tawanda a lot. It's like live life to the fullest type of situation. All right, so good for Janelle. Very excited for her. Meanwhile, Christine went to Disneyland in California again with David, Truly, and Isabel, and they looked like they had fun family time there. She said, had a blast in California Adventure and Disneyland. Club 33 was awesome. Let me know what Club 33 is. I have no idea. Christine was just in California, though, like a month ago, so she's repeating the trip, I guess? Last time she went to Universal Studios, so interesting that she's back a few weeks later, but this time with Isabel. Anyways, Fan did have a lot to say about 13-year-old Truly, and how she was kind of leaning away from David in a picture and looked bored in another picture. But I think people forget that Truly is 13, and you know, teenagers all act like all sorts of ways and all sorts of moods all the time. So, and also, yeah, like I am sure she's adjusting to having a new father figure in her life, like a stepdad. And also in the public, so everything's like, if you know that reference, you know. She also is expanding her deck and is remodeling her backyard to make it super fun for the grandkids, and kind of gave like a tour and explained all of her plans on Instagram. I think she said she's going to add a trampoline somewhere and all this stuff. Truly in the video says that she now has a clear path to sneak out at night with the porch or something, anyways, but that didn't faze Christine at all. She just like continued on with her tour, and I was like, wait, what did Truly say? But it all looks amazing, and we're happy for Christine and her new amazing house. And did I mention that Christine travels like a lot these days? I feel like she's on a trip all the time. She also went on a mother-daughter trip with Truly to California. They went to Madame Tussauds in San Francisco, and also to this place, which apparently was on Christine's bucket list, but I've never heard of it. She said, crossed an item off my bucket list today, visited the Winchester Mystery Mansion, and it was incredible. I highly recommend both tours. So if you've been there or heard about this place, I mean, please let me know in the comments, like, what it's all about. Is it haunted? Is it just kind of an interesting place? What is the history? It's nice to see Christine make time for just her and Truly. I feel that's probably needed, especially given how much change Truly's gone through recently. Like, a lot has happened in Truly's life. So, next, Isabel and Mykelti, Christine's daughters, just celebrated their birthdays, and so they all kind of got together to celebrate. And by all, I mean, like, everyone except for Peyton. So, Christine's only son. Where are you, Peyton? I haven't seen Peyton in Christine's pictures in a long time. And so I went to look for Peyton where else? TikTok, his favorite thing. And I was surprised to see that he actually has not posted since like March and hasn't really been active on Instagram in a while. Kind of suspicious because Peyton especially loves TikTok. So yeah, I hope he's okay. Wondering if he just kind of stopped everything social media part. Mary is steadily coming to realize that Cody isn't going to have the change of heart she had been waiting for, and makes a life-changing decision. Thank God. Lastly, Cody has been spending less and less time at Janelle's house, and after an explosive fight, she kicks him out. Well, it kind of looks like she tried to stop him, but I mean, I don't know if this is the fight they're referring to. But we all know what happens, you know. Hashtag separation. So, through their transparency and vulnerability, the Browns shed light on the hardships their family is struggling to overcome. Anyways, no surprise that Mary is now following Alex Scott on social media, a self-proclaimed narcissistic abuse healing coach on TikTok. Am I right? Anyways, lastly, the first episode description has also dropped, and the title seems to be No Such Thing as a Free Lunch. And it starts off with a bang, because it says, Christine has moved to Salt Lake City, but the fallout from her divorce remains. Janelle, Mary, and Robin struggle to plan the upcoming holidays as the family continues to be divided. Then, things get tense between Cody and Christine when they sit down for the first time since she left. I mean, why does the season always start with a tense sit down between Cody and Christine? I'm emotionally exhausted already, but I can't wait to see this episode. I'm going to assume this is the holidays in 2022. Cross your fingers, people, that we're only like 6 months behind and not 2 years this time. I don't know. I guess we'll see clues during the season. More on this later. That being said, if you watched until this point, I have a secret for you. I just created playlists for every recap of season 17 and season 16 for people who just want to like quickly catch up before the new season. It's literally 8 minutes per episode, so it'll be like quick and easy to watch. And obviously, I'll be back recapping Sister Wives shortly. So guys, here's to season 18. Bye guys! And who I am becoming. Okay, I actually do like this one. You know, it's deep. I think it's good. Number 2. Your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. Oh, okay. I mean, that's from Maya Angelou. I like the first one better. And number 3. You have been assigned this mountain so you can show others that it can be moved. Ugh, I get it, but I think, you know, I don't really want to move a mountain, you know? Like, too exhausted. So the first one wins for me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Mary seems to be like literally this motivational speaker, Mel Robbins, and she likes Mel Robbins. She mentions her, so feel free to look this person up on Instagram. Also wondering where Mary will go. Will she stay in Flagstaff? Leo is in Denver, and you know, yeah, her B&B is in Utah. I don't think there's anything holding her to Flagstaff anymore, really. I mean, she could easily move. It'll be interesting to see where everyone goes from here. She also continues to do Fridays with Friends with her BFF Jen, and the last time they did it, they didn't really disclose where they were, so that was interesting. Also, I don't know why, but apparently there were fans or an article or something saying that Jen and Mary were maybe like together or something. So she felt like she had to clarify to people that she is straight. I'm kind of annoyed for her, like, can't she have a friend without people thinking it's something else? I mean, come on. People will just say anything. That is ridiculous. Like, come on, people. Come on. Alright guys, and we're still waiting for more details about season 18, but word on the street is that Christine's engagement will be in there, and I don't know, like, maybe there'll be a wedding special. I don't think it's out of the question. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts on all this, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I will catch you guys next time with more Sister Wives news, updates, and tea. Bye guys! Major Sister Wives correctly, you know? I also want to mention that Gwendolyn did post a cute picture of Cody and all that to her Instagram stories, so it was not all bad. Christine had said that she hopes things get less awkward. Well, this is not going to make things less awkward. I may have underestimated how bad things are between Christine and Cody as exes, but I'm sure we'll learn more about this in like season 18. Meanwhile, Maddie, Janelle, and Christine were just in Nashville for Plexus Convention. That's right, I'm pretty sure this is an MLM. Something about gut health, not sure, but they were enjoying their trip. David came along as well, and this was at a time where, you know, some articles were actually saying that Christine was seen wiping her eyes or something and wasn't wearing her ring, but clearly, based on social media activity, it looks like Christine and David are thriving and like taking selfies. Anyways, Christine, apparently, from the pictures, I was not aware she had a tattoo, but it looks like she has a tattoo, and she looked great in a type of dress that she does not normally wear, like low cut. Like, we're so far away from season 1, Christine, it's not even funny. Tattoo, low cut, like, oh my gosh. So now let's talk about Janelle. So, Janelle's family came together to celebrate the high school graduation of Savannah this month. She recently graduated and Cody was actually there, P.S. Anyways, Janelle had almost all her kids in one place, which is rare for her, and she had said, once again, almost all my kids, missing Hunter and his girlfriend Audrey, but I'll take any time with whatever kids I can gather. So, I believe Hunter and his girlfriend are nurses and work in healthcare in Vegas, so totally possible that just it didn't work with their work schedule or whatever, because I'm sure their work schedule is pretty demanding. Apparently, Savannah has actually left Flagstaff to go spend the summer with her sister Maddie in North Carolina, and Maddie even bought a puzzle board because she loves puzzles, Savannah does, which is cute. And immediately I thought maybe this was Savannah's way of avoiding going to the trailer. Janelle loves the trailer store to try things on. She also wants an industrial vibe. Cody's visiting Janelle's new super nice apartment with the nice kitchen. Cody says that he's asked Janelle to reconcile, and she just said, not really. He thinks it's possible that he's excited for her not to want to reconcile, but he's not sure or doesn't want to say it on camera. Cody, however, did start to step up for Savannah. He says their relationship is sweet. And Janelle's like, when he walks through the door, her reaction is like, ugh, oh, he's here, better get up. She tells him this is probably the best place she's had in Flagstaff so far, and it looks really good. Cody then goes on a tangent about how his wives were always like, pick me, do something for me. He said it doesn't feel like he'll be living here with her and there's no room for him. And he says he doesn't even know why she's showing me this, except, oh yeah, our daughter lives here. So we learn that Janelle's new apartment is now bigger than the plans she has for her house on Coyote Pass, which they call a casita. It's like a garage with like a little apartment on top. They talk about how Cody thinks the casita should be bigger, but like, who else is shocked that she even wants to build anything on Coyote Pass? I mean, me? What? She's still building on Coyote Pass? She says that this will be her estate and that she has to show for something for all these years, but she has no idea if Cody will build, and she says there's a thing called a high fence that we can put in between. Imagine Cody and Robin's house and Janelle's house with a huge fence in between. Like, what a sad sight, honestly. And in the apartment, the whole situation is just awkward, and they quickly run out of things to talk about. They just say, like, that's cool, that's really cool. He talks about how the countertops look different, and Cody's like, I'm not even welcomed here, I think. Janelle's like, you know what, this apartment's dog friendly. I mean, I thought for sure they were going to switch to talking about the weather at one point. It was so painful. Cody says, I have a whole life outside of Janelle and Savannah, but I don't talk about that with them. Janelle says that she has not spoken to Cody since her birthday in early December, and it's now mid-January. Poor sweet Savannah. That is so unfair. She's like collateral damage. Christine says, I don't think he realizes how easy it would be to fix this all. He needs to see his kids. And then Cody comes in and says he just doesn't have the emotional fortitude, apparently. And here come the victim vibes, and he says that the phone goes both ways. The kids can call him. I have a big issue with whenever he says that, because he is the dad. He should always take the first step. It just comes with the territory of being a parent. Why are you expecting the boys or Savannah to call you to talk or mend things? Make it make sense. People magazine offered a sneak peek with quotes. Apparently, there will be a big chat between Mary and Robin, and Mary says she has a secret. They're probably outside again, and they hug about something. The article said that from Christine's perspective, and I quote, she said, I thought naively that we would be able to all get together again for the holidays and family functions and still have family reunions together. Even with me leaving, I really felt like we could be mature enough and adult enough. But as of right now, I don't see that being possible. I just don't. There's so many things that are broken now. We're just not a family anymore. That is accurate. It's broken, and I'm officially worried. After last week, I'm seriously questioning Cody's mental stability with all that talk about I'll be the devil you know now and how he wants to run away. What is going on there? And now let's talk about the description for season 18, episode 6. This one is called The Understatement of the Year, and I think it's going to be a good one, guys. It says, Christine reveals she's hired a matchmaker. Mary makes plans to move her business but worries about how Robin will take the news. Janelle meets with Cody for the first time since their huge fight and asks if he still wants plural marriage. I mean, yes, Mary almost making her exit here under a microscope. Christine also went with her girls to get supplies to tailor Gwendolyn's wedding dress recently. And surprise, Gwendolyn went live in the store. And Christine tried to act cool, but it did kind of seem like the live was like sprung onto them. They probably didn't expect to go live in like a store, like a random store, but it was entertaining to watch. Gwendolyn also received this art from Audrey, as in Leo's fiancé. It's a pretty drawing of her and her fiancé, B. Not sure when Gwen is getting married, but probably also soon. And hey, if they did like a joint wedding with Christine and David, that would save on cost. Could you imagine TV gold? I think TV gold, that thing. But yeah, honestly, people do think that maybe Gwen had a secret wedding. So I don't know what's true, what's not. Speaking of truly, seems like her school is at walking distance from Christine and David's new house. Christine posted this picture, which apparently is on the way to the school. And yeah, wheat fields, guys, wheat fields are on the way. So let's go to Mary. So Mary had a pretty big month. She literally escaped the Sister Wives drama and went all the way to the UK on her own and documented the whole thing on Instagram. She was there on some type of business retreat trip, but also a solo trip. Super exciting. So she went to Paddington Station and somehow is obsessed with Paddington Bear, by the way. Did not know this about Mary. She went to Buckingham Palace and said that she felt uncomfortable taking pictures in front of someone's house. But then, you know, people from the UK were like, yeah, no one lives there anymore, so not an issue there. She went on a double-decker bus, saw Big Ben. She even went to Stonehenge and says that she's been obsessed with Stonehenge for like most of her life. She met some horse and probably traveled by horse-drawn carriage, went to the White Tower, and even took a picture with this man. I'm sure mixed in some business in there too. I saw she was like working out with a group and like sitting down with a group. I don't know. But at the end of her big trip to the UK, his confessionals for years, they play a clip about how Cody apparently used to be different and how he's different now. He used to be happy-go-lucky, and all the wives kind of say in their own way he's just not the same person. And the clip where Cody basically says he wants to run away from his life, it's actually a really dark and sad clip, that one, actually. And Mary's like, that doesn't concern me anymore. Robin says that Cody tries to sabotage their relationship. Cody's angry, although Mykelti did say he's gotten a bit better with his anger, but I do not see that yet, but okay. Cody says he was sabotaging his relationship with Robin to punish himself. Also, you know, there were dark winds that were going through him, and it was actually scaring Robin, and his anger had become a turnoff. There were a lot of dark winds going through him, he says, and it was actually scaring Robin, and his anger became a turnoff, and it probably still is. I mean, come on. Janelle says that a lot of his talk or narrative has become about Robin. He's like fixated, And he always started to frame things as if Robin did everything right. Janelle says that she couldn't even say anything to him about Robin ever. It was off limits, which is weird for a marriage. You're supposed to confide and talk about everything. Cody says that he was equitable with his time when he's pressed by Suki. Okay, is he just gonna lie like that? Come on, Suki, you need to call him out a little bit more on this. This is a blatant lie. What is up with Cody and Robin trying to bamboozle America and the other wives to think that Cody was equitable with his time? I am done with this facade. Obviously, the time wasn't equitable. Okay, just fess up. It's okay. Like, no one's together anymore. It doesn't matter. Like, the gig is up. Either way, Cody was getting so sick of complaints about Robin that he said he wanted to hit people in the mouth if they said anything about her, which is pretty bold and terrible to say because, first of all, he's talking about the other wives, I feel, right now. So that's wrong. Have, a wide ranging of opinions about things. I mean, in such a big family, there's bound to be very different views on everything and different lifestyles. And the Browns are no different. They also have tons of family drama, like most families, let's not lie. But most of them actually do well for themselves and are succeeding in life. Alright, so don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Bye, guys! This Sister Wives update is a deep dive about Robin and Janelle's feud, their shady moments towards each other. I mean, we've all seen those moments. Although things seem much worse between them last season, they've always had a tense relationship full of subtle shade, almost like frenemies. Let's start from the beginning. In the first few seasons, Janelle seemed pretty icy about Robin. She was most worried about the fact that Robin didn't work and that now their finances had to go even further to support her and her 3 kids. That was a whole episode they did on finances, and that was a very Janelle thing to worry about. Let's also not forget that they had struggled pretty bad with finances in the past. Mykelti even said that when she was little, they would basically eat food scraps in Wyoming, or bread scraps or whatever. But overall, we saw Janelle kind of try with Robin in the early years. She seemed to just kind of like go with it, but wasn't like super eager to be BFFs or anything. In a season 2, episode 2 episode, when they're in Wyoming at Cody's parents' ranch, hiding from the paparazzi, there was a shady moment already. The kids were at this big rock exploring. It's a huge rock. They're all climbing on it. Robin's yelling at her kids, "Get down! Sit down!" And Janelle says she was trying not to laugh at Robin. She clearly was judging her, and Robin says she's tired of being the referee and that the other wives don't care unless the kids are bleeding. So clearly just different approaches and some shade thrown. When Robin announced that she was pregnant, this would have been with Solomon in Vegas. Tony says that the fact that they'll still get together for big family events means there's hope or something, and that there's something there, quote unquote. And they count down, and Mykelti basically blasts herself with blue in the face. It actually looks painful. I was worried. She looked blinded for a second there, but 2 boys, and that's super exciting. Cody makes sure to say he'd be just as excited if they were 2 girls. I don't fully buy that though, because Cody, to me, always kind of favored boys, maybe. He then says, "I see a bad moon arising." Like the song. Anyways, if you know that song, everybody knows that song, but "Bad Moon Arising." I don't know if that was the right thing to say in this moment. The joke does not land. Some people kind of laugh awkwardly, like Hunter here, and Cody admits that the whole thing is just bittersweet. Next teaser, Christine admits that Cody was the first boy she ever kissed, and that actually her first kiss was after they got married, which is probably why she got mad when Cody and Robin sealed their engagement with a kiss in season 1. Do you guys remember? Christine did not appreciate that. Probably because, you know, Cody probably made this rule for her that they wouldn't kiss. And Christine is now brave enough to think, you know what, maybe dating could be good, but also admits that she doesn't really go out or anything, so, I mean, how is it gonna happen? Tony proposes. Tony is so funny in this scene, though. His advice is like just classic. He says that maybe she should call herself Tina on the dating apps. And Mitch is concerned about the types of people she could find. And he thinks it should be farmers only. The husband's chiming in is just everything here. I mean, Tina? Really? And this is Isabel's goodbye dinner or something. And Mykelti and Tony say something like, Christine should get reacquainted with her body because it takes practice. I mean, really? I mean, they mean well. But I guess they're just really comfortable just blurting things like this out on national television, telling their mother and who I am becoming. Okay, I actually do like this one. You know, it's deep. I think it's good. Number 2, your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. Oh, okay. I mean, that's from Maya Angelou. I like the first one better. And number 3, you have been assigned this mountain so you can show others that it can be moved. Ugh, I get it, but I think, you know, I don't really want to move a mountain. You know? Like, too exhausted. So the first one wins for me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Mary seems to be like literally this motivational speaker, Mel Robbins, and she likes Mel Robbins. She mentions her, so feel free to look this person up on Instagram. Also wondering where Mary will go. Will she stay in Flagstaff? Leo is in Denver, and you know, yeah, her B&B is in Utah. I don't think there's anything holding her to Flagstaff anymore, really. I mean, she could easily move. It'll be interesting to see where everyone goes from here. She also continues to do Fridays with Friends with her BFF Jen, and last time they did it, they didn't really disclose where they were, so that was interesting. Also, I don't know why, but apparently there were fans or an article or something saying that Jen and Mary were maybe like together or something. So she felt like she had to clarify to people that she is straight. I'm kind of annoyed for her, like, can't she have a friend without people thinking it's something else? I mean, come on. People will just say anything. That is ridiculous. Like, come on, people. Come on. Alright guys, and we're still waiting for more details about season 18, but word on the street is that Christine's engagement will be in there, and I don't know, like, maybe there'll be a wedding special. I don't think it's out of the question. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts on all this, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I will catch you guys next time with more Sister Wives news, updates, and tea. Bye guys! Major Sister Wives, she feared either. You know? Like, that's kind of like how I interpreted that. But either way, I've been seeing it on Twitter, basically, like how people thought this episode was boring. They were bored to tears. I think this might be like, I don't know, like new viewers or something like that, because Sister Wives has always been like slightly mundane and boring, but it's kind of the beauty of it. Like, it's not like Real Housewives where they, you know, it's like super action-packed and stuff. And I actually don't mind it. The repeating of stories, though, like, whoa, I draw the line. And, like, maybe the thing with the trees was too much this episode, but either way, this was Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 12. The title was, I mean, something about trees, but anyways, I'll be back next week with a new recap. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, guys! Let's talk about the teasers for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 13, the episode is called The Elephant in the Room. And the elephant in the room is on a Zoom call because in the first teaser, I was super shocked to see such an awkward Zoom call screen with Cody and Robin smug over there, Gabe right next to them, Madison who cut off Cody. There are so many landmines at Mykelti's virtual gender reveal. It's crazy. And Cody's just smiling away like literally nothing happened. We are in the Sister Wives Twilight Zone, guys. They all think it's going to be a boy and a girl. And by the way, we learned from Mykelti that this confessional that you see here was filmed a lot later because they felt like they wanted to be able to tell things from their side, their perspective. They're also super skinny here and are on a health journey. There's a huge difference in their appearance from the show clips to this confessional. That being said, I think the Zoom is a little shady. Could they not have done two different ones? Why subject, let's say, Gabe to Cody smiling in his face on this Zoom? I mean, it's awkward. Multiple times that even from early on, Janelle and Mary butted heads. And that Janelle kind of even toned down the PDA with Cody very early on because it felt kind of uncomfortable. In the book Becoming Sister Wives, Janelle said that housekeeping was a major problem between her and Mary. She said that Mary and Cody would actually gang up on her and insisted that she clean the house in the evening, while she was kind of trying to relax, I guess. Things got so bad that after a really bad fight with Mary, Janelle moved away with her kids to her mother's house and then agreed to come back because they were moving into the Lehigh house that had more space and a full yard and everything. So it kind of lured her back in. There was some type of rumbling on the show about Mary restricting access to her side of the house in Lehigh or something about using her steps, to the point where Janelle was worried that in Flagstaff, on Coyote Pass, Mary could restrict the kids from going to the pond if she lived next to it. So she was trying to restrict Mary from living next to it, which sounded ridiculous to me at the time because A, the pond is disturbing and disgusting. B, who the heck cares about the pond that probably has prairie dog poop in it with plague? I never understood why Janelle was so passionate about the pond. Either way, Mary and Janelle actually went to therapy together, and on the way there, they rode separately. And they rode separately to therapy when they used to live in the cul-de-sac, which was basically the same general area, showing how close they actually are. I mean, it couldn't be done. They couldn't ride together. It was too weird. Mary also said something kind of interesting one time on Anderson Cooper's show a long time ago, because Anderson actually doesn't even have that show anymore. She had told Anderson that Janelle threatened her less than Christine in terms of jealousy because she kind of saw Janelle's relationship with Cody as more of a friendship. And Christine's was more romantic. Ouch. Okay, so, and number 8, and something I did not know is that prior to Robin, on and off they would talk about maybe having another wife. A couple of women actually wanted to join the family. One of them wanted Cody alone, so that wasn't going to work for them. And one of the others, it was going fine, but abruptly ended for unknown reasons. I don't know. So a little bit of history there. I guess they were more open to having a new wife than I thought initially. I thought they just kind of stumbled upon Robin or something. I'll leave a link to the full interview in my description, but overall, this was such a good interview and juicy scoop, I thought. Let me know if you guys listened to it and what your thoughts are. Maybe, if there's a point that you thought was extra interesting, let me know, and I'll be back with more Sister Wives content. Bye, guys! This is a Sister Wives update for December 2023. We're diving into what Meri, Janelle, Cody, Robyn, and Christine are up to this month, and there's a lot of drama and news to talk about. And stay tuned until the end of this video to find out what the family will be doing for Christmas this year. Let's start with Christine. So love is in the air, and Christine is getting her own spin-off, a wedding special. This month, TLC announced that the two-part special set to air in January will be dedicated to Christine and David's nuptials, which took place on October 7th in Moab, Utah. So we'll get to see Christine finally get her dream wedding, a nice wedding dress, you know, the whole hoopla, and of course Peyton and her dad walked her down the aisle. So part 1 of the special will air on January 7th, followed by part 2 on January 14th, so pretty early on in 2024. And Christine is just taking the world by storm. She was named one of reality TV's top 40 most powerful women by Variety magazine. And none of the other wives were chosen, obviously, and she attended a special dinner and event with other amazing women in reality TV, like a lot of the Real Housewives, and towards her since like season 15 have been brutal. It's just too bad that they divorced back in the day, because Meri could get alimony from him or something. The whole divorce thing was such a bamboozlement. The manipulation of the century, maybe even. And I guess the big season in season 18 is a blow up between Janelle and Cody in her apartment. This is definitely going to be a big moment. It was in both teasers, and they're so focused on it. So in the trailer or teaser part 2, we see Cody straight up gaslight Janelle, saying that she cheated him out of his family. Ugh, oh my god. And with the Christmas tree in the background, Janelle says he's pushing her out of the door, and he's like, that's an exaggeration and a lie. I mean, viewers, unless the show is completely inaccurate, everyone's gonna see Janelle's point. Everyone's gonna be with Janelle. We've seen evidence ourselves with our own eyes. And Janelle is like, you're manipulating. And Cody storms out. Janelle tries to like make him stay. She then swears at him. And then she's so angry, she tells the crew, shut it off. And her face is just like, she breaks the fourth wall. She looks livid, but this does not look staged or anything like that. Like, that is real. That looked real. Anyways, now let's see if we can learn even more about the new season from the press release that TLC issued with a synopsis of the season. So it said, Cody is still grappling with the fallout from his divorce with Christine, and he is struggling in many of his other relationships. Christine, however, is learning to love who she is on her own by planning trips and celebrations along the way. No mention of Christine dating here. When does David come in? Please tell me. I want to see Cody and Robyn's reaction to that. Yeah. Robyn is the only wife secure in her marriage, yet devastated that her original dream of a big, happy, polygamous family is falling apart. From that too, please bring Meri into the spin-off conversation. And finally, an E!News teaser. They released a clip showing kind of the beginnings of the Janelle and Cody big fight scene. We're all definitely tuning in for this in episode 3, and the conversation is a lot about the boys, and Janelle is really standing up for herself here. She's triggered by Cody putting the blame on her and explicitly telling her, this is on you, Janelle, which is of course not true. So Janelle says that Cody should call the boys and talk to them. Why is he putting her in the middle of everything? She says he's the parent too. Cody says the phone goes both ways. Okay, but Cody's the parent. I would not expect my kid to call me to resolve things. That's kind of weird. Janelle says You always flip these things on me. And he says, it belongs on you, Janelle. Oh, dang. Janelle was not ready or did not want to accept that at all. She then says, why does it belong on me? Why does it belong on me? Oh no, like you can see things are going downhill from here. And he says, because you didn't support my stand when we had the virus rules. I mean, biggest eye roll ever. This again? Can we not about the rules? I just cannot. The dang rules about wiping your mail. I mean, come on. Janelle says that he had told her at the time to choose her loyalty or she wouldn't have a husband. So she says, what am I supposed to do? Choose between you and my children? Cody says, you're gaslighting me. And Janelle says, no, you're gaslighting me. Gaslighting is such a buzzword right now. I don't even know. And Janelle is like, whatever I did, it just was not good enough. And then that clip stops, but we know things escalate, and I can see how. Now it's another clip. Okay, so there's so many teasers, it's really hard to keep track, but there's actually a clip posted, I think it's on another website, and then it links to a TLC clip where Cody says about how, this is like a season of change for her, and she said, a time to shed resentment, pain, hurt, even those same emotions of others that I've been carrying that are not mine to carry. And I've noticed that Hunter as well has been liking her posts more and more. So he seems to maybe agree or support Mary, and Gwendolyn seems to have fond feelings for Mary as well. And, during her recaps, that's kind of evident to me. And she did once say that she thought that Mary was kind of like the real victim because she was kind of thrown to the curb in a way. So I think there's probably some sympathy for Mary, within the family. But you just never know with the dynamics. You never know which kid is close with which moms and which one doesn't like this mom. It's very complicated. It's a tangled web, those Browns. But I hope you enjoyed my August 2023 update for Sister Wives. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys! Have you ever wondered what the Sister Wives kids are up to now? Well, this Sister Wives update is for you. Let's dive into what the Brown kids are up to in August 2023. And we're going to go by mother, by birth order. So let's start with Janelle's kids. Logan Brown, who played a huge role in terms of helping to raise his siblings, is now 29 years old, guys. He lives in Las Vegas in his new house with his new bride, Michelle. And this month, Logan was at Gwendolyn's wedding in Flagstaff, holding babies and all that. And Janelle kind of insinuated in a caption that maybe Logan and Michelle may not want to have kids of their own. She had said at the end of a caption, and before you guys say anything, Michelle and Logan's life goal is to be the funnest aunt and uncle ever. And of course, that's a personal choice. I'm not even sure that's what she meant. It's an enigma. Either way, Logan is doing really, really well. Now, let's go to the next brother who once called Logan John, talking about how there's a new huge random ring replacing his commitment ring that he used to wear. Mary says, I don't care if he bought it, if Robin bought it for him, if they bought it together, but they wouldn't go more into detail about the ring. It's weird, but I also don't blame Cody for not wearing a ring that he had 3 failed marriages on. So I get that, but it's a whole mystery. And in the new teaser from Us Magazine, Cody's confused about why Mary is moving her businesses to Utah and taking a room at her B&B. Mary doesn't understand why he even cares about this, and the clothes are actually going to go where her mom used to stay, so it's a non-issue. Mary says she does not want to leave Utah, and she says, I still have hope, okay? And Cody's not even offering an ounce of care. This was his face while she was saying that. And maybe I can't relate because I haven't been, married to someone for 25 years. But like, Mary, how long are you going to grovel and have hope over this guy? He's just not the same Cody as before. He's just not. Cody says that he feels like Robin is trying to play a role in him and Mary's reconciliation, and he's scared that if he abandons the other wives, she'll lose respect for him. So, abandon. Just him using that word. I mean, that's the realest he's been, right? Like, abandon. And of course, People Magazine also had a teaser, and basically Cody is taking Janelle out for her birthday, which is a big surprise because they haven't seen each other in like 6 weeks or something. And seems like he may be making a play to make things good with her. And Janelle says it's better than staying at home and watching TV. But honestly, she does not think it looks good for them still. But you never know. Maybe they can be hit by lightning and live happily ever after, she says. Well, there's that. And Christine is actually super supportive. She says whatever makes Janelle happy, if that's going with Cody, or if that's like being on her own, she'll support whatever Janelle wants. And that's like a real friend, right? I mean, that's great. Hallelujah. But at the same time, isn't it kind of like a tradition to see that happen? Honestly, maybe it would have pepped things up and made things less awkward. I don't know. All right, guys, thanks so much for listening the whole way through. I'll be back with more updates. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you think of all this. Bye, guys. This is a part 2 July 2023 Sister Wives update plus a Hunter Brown update. This is what happens when the day after my July 2023 Sister Wives update, the whole family posts like a million pictures. So I have to do part 2 now. So Gwendolyn and Bea got married this weekend, and it resulted in probably an awkward party at a place called the Mayor Flagstaff, which has a rooftop patio. So the whole family was there, despite the crazy tension between some of them, minus 2 of Janelle's kids, Maddie and Savannah, who are in North Carolina, and Gwen's brother, Peyton. Mykelti's kids were basically the stars of the whole reception, literally going from arm to arm to arm. They were with Hunter, they were with Logan and Michelle, they were with Robin and Cody, and they're just so cute. And in a way, kids help bring everyone together. Logan and Hunter were competing for fun uncle status, I think. That's the vibe I get. Logan and Hunter are basically the MVPs of the family. I wonder what their relationship with Cody is. That's not really public, but I could see them kind of siding with Garrison and Gabriel. All the wives were in one place, but Cody and Robin seemed to stay in the background, and they were not in a big family photo that was taken, but David was. We saw Robin in a video holding a child in the background. I think maybe it was Mykelti's daughter Avalon, and Cody is seen here giving one of Mykelti's boys a bottle. So yeah, he was just kind of in the back, but he showed up, and showing up is important despite just boss ladies doing their thing. I think the Kardashians were even there. Imagine Christine interacting with the Kardashians. This is her level now. So that's so cool. Christine went to New York this month and visited her sister, and they had this cute double date situation going on. Christine has been traveling a whole lot lately, and someone in her comments said, "Did you save your grocery money for this trip?" Which is a clear reference to when Cody told Christine if she wanted to go on a trip, she had to save her grocery money. This was back when she was babysitting or watching A Million Children, and that scene did not age well. And David replied in Christine's comments and said, "Nope, spent the kids' Christmas money." David is just trolling the trolls, people. And that's not all. He was still in Christine's comments this month when she posted this picture just saying how she loves monogamy now. She had said, I was always concerned I would lose my independence in monogamy. I realized the other day, being married to the right person, David for me, that I am more independent than I ever was. And David said below in her comments, had surgery last Friday. I've never been taken care of like Christine has done for me. I have the best wife and soulmate that anyone could ever have. She is my angel. Love you so much, Christine Woolley. Notice how he called her Christine Woolley and not Brown. I don't know if she changed her name. I feel like probably not for the show even, but maybe we'll find out later. Mykelti and Tony, meanwhile, went to LA for the weekend recently for a wedding, and they had a nice couples weekend. And they both look great, by the way. They've lost so much weight. I can't even believe it. And Mykelti had said, every small moment has built our relationship stronger. Getting away to appreciate my husband and the life we've built together was wonderful. So yeah, more LA weekend photo spam. And Isabel, Mykelti, and Aspen spent some good sister time together lately as well. Mykelti has been very open on her Patreon about so much, and so I thought I would share them and react to the quotes here. So first quote, it's terrible that I'm making this about myself, but it hurts so much to see him be a good father to others when I didn't really get that much. I'm so happy they have a good father, or from what it looks like to be a good father and an active father. So this was actually really heartbreaking to hear her say, and it was very apparent, that she was fighting back tears. So it made me really sad to hear her say that. I can imagine that would hurt a lot. She also said that she doesn't like Robin as a person. I mean, no surprises here, right? So she also kind of went in after her brother Peyton, and she had said, he's the most awful person I've ever had the displeasure of knowing, and I would strongly advise taking anything he says as fact. I would advise against giving him any kind of support, even if you're just watching the kind of content he puts out. I mean, ouch! That has to be difficult for Christine to manage. Two of her kids, have a huge rift. They don't get along at all. I mean, maybe we don't know the whole story. It's kind of hard to tell, but just always sad to see a brother and sister have a big rift like this, honestly. Gwendolyn also commented on Cody and Robin's spending habits. She had said, I think that my dad and Robin have a terrible habit of spending very crazy and not within their means at all. So that's interesting. I feel like I've heard this before for some reason. And, since Janelle used to handle the finances, I feel like she would know best, and she has that whole story, Meanwhile, Leo, Mary's child, and their fiance Audrey seem to be enjoying life. I think they live in Colorado now. Under this image, Leo said, I love to love this human. And they seem to be spending a lot of time with their dogs. And Mary chimed in the comments, love you both. So word on the street is that Leo is distancing herself from the family in a way, probably for her own peace and sanity and to stay away from the drama. They seem happy, which is good. Mykelti, Christine's daughter, is still on bad terms with Cody. And remember when Gabriel was refusing to listen to Cody's rules so he could see his girlfriend? Well, I don't think that he's still with that girlfriend from that time, because I remember seeing a picture of that girlfriend at the time. She was at a table with Janelle or something. Anyways, there seems to be a new girl on his lap in a picture from Hunter's girlfriend's birthday. So this could be the new girlfriend, guys. And Savannah, well, apparently she's been spending the summer with her sister Maddie, and they're literally twins. They're copy and paste from Janelle for sure. Savannah's just graduated high school, and I'm not entirely sure as to what she wants to do with her life, if she's attending college in the fall. I'm sure we'll find out in due time, but Savannah's a bit more private as well. Okay, so that wraps up Janelle's kids. And Janelle, I guess, is like an empty nester now, right? So, honestly, Janelle can just have a second act now. Okay, so now let's go to Christine's kids. So let's start with Aspen, the oldest daughter. So Aspen lives close to Christine, and on Reddit, she was spotted in a mall at a Kendra Scott store. So rumor has it that she works for Kendra Scott. Well, Christine and her girls this month have been all over Europe. They went to Ireland, they went to Scotland, and they went to London. And Aspen and her husband, Mitch, were included in that trip. So it feels like they've been traveling for a very, very long time. I've been seeing so many updates from their trip. I wonder if this is being filmed for the show. I suspect it might be, honestly. And David, Christine's fiance, joined them as well. And of course, Aspen also attended Gwen's wedding recently. Mykelti was on the European trip too, and even insinuated that they're all getting sick of each other at this point. Mykelti also mentioned that she was missing her babies. That's right, Mykelti left her twin boys and daughter with her husband Tony back in Utah. And by the way, Tony and Mykelti this month showed off in the towel on Coyote Pass. Of course, it's more complicated since she separated from Cody recently. For many years, Janelle has desperately tried to move things forward and make her fantasy of having greenhouses and building a house on her parcel of land a reality. She had her house drafted. No one seemed to care, by the way. She lived in a trailer on the property to have a presence there and sacrificed not having electricity. Literally lived off grid. They still didn't pay off the land at the time, and there's no indication that it's paid now. According to Janelle, money was going to other things. I mean, they just didn't seem focused like they were for building the houses in the cul-de-sac in Vegas, in my opinion. Things have changed, and Janelle seems content with her new place, by the way, with a patio, and she will be taking her trailer elsewhere this year. She said, "The place I'm living now has a great patio. I've always wanted a great patio where it wasn't so blazing hot Vegas, so you could sit outside. So I splurged on some patio furniture this year, and I'm loving my coffee on the patio this cool, peaceful Sunday morning." And for those wondering about the trailer, stay tuned. I actually have put it in a seasonal space this year and will begin the adventure of managing the trailer as an independent woman. At least it has hookups this time around. It's always been something I wanted to do. As they say in the movie Fried Green Tomatoes, Tawanda. The Tawanda reference basically is something you say to feel empowered. And no empowered woman wants to live next to their ex, let's say on Coyote Pass. So Tawanda, Janelle, Tawanda. Also, Janelle gave a lot of money from the sale of her house in Vegas to Robin and Cody for them to buy their almost $1 million house back in 2019 was shocking to hear, honestly. She could probably use the money from the land to get a house of her own, just saying. Cody bought Coyote Pass in 2018 for $820,000 with the intention of... Holy crap, Valentine's Day this year is complicated and horrible. And Mary says, "I'm not doing a damn thing. You have to have a Valentine to celebrate." Aw, like, that's so sad for Mary. She probably, she wishes she probably would be on a good track with Cody. I just remember that Cody used to come in with like 4 bouquets of flowers historically in other seasons, and they all very carefully on Valentine's Day would act like not too lovey-dovey when they accepted the flowers, except Robin. She would do the whole thing. She would kiss him, etc. Christine announces that she's hired a matchmaker. She wants a bald, tattooed man, basically the anti-Cody. The matchmaker said that she should not say she has 6 kids right away, just that she has some kids. But I mean, any guy will Google her before the date, so I'm pretty sure they would know anyway. Now, Janelle looks super anxious. She's doing the close-up, selfie video from her phone again. And it's time for her to meet with Cody for the first time since their big fight. Janelle shows up to the restaurant and says that she's not pining or missing Cody right now in her confessional. Cody asks for a hug when he comes in, and they kind of awkwardly hug, and he says, "So, how are you?" She says, "Good." He says, "Are you good?" He probably expects her to have been heartbroken for 6 weeks and just been pining for him all this time, but that's not the case. Cody quickly blames his behavior on the divorce, how it's impacting his relationships, and he realizes that he's not a safe place for Janelle right now. He's transmuting his pain into anger, he says. Janelle's just not buying it at all. It gets awful quiet, there's awkward silences, and Janelle just gets to the main message, which is that she wants to stay separated for now. This is clearly kind of what she came here to say, and Cody had a different idea. I think, honestly, Cody thought they were going to reconcile at this sit-down, but fact of the matter is, really, Robin says that she's happy or honored that she told her first and tries to act like it's no big deal, and Christine is taking it like a champ. She doesn't seem that bitter about it. She says she understands and says this is Mykelti's life, but it's weird. It's really weird. And then there's a segment on the show where they all kind of wonder what would have happened if they did move back to Utah. Where would they be today? And Cody doesn't think that it would have made a difference. Robin says sometimes she thinks maybe if they would have built faster on the land or moved to Utah, maybe things would have been different. But Janelle says Cody's preference for Robin would have still been there, and so it would have been the same outcome. Mykelti tells Janelle about the twins, and Janelle cries, and she doesn't cry a lot. It's Janelle. And she says, maybe now I need a house here or something. It's a sweet moment, and overall it's a cute party. Christine is beaming, and Christine wished for a romantic relationship when she blew out her candles, and it actually happened. So there's that. And Robin's bitter Betty, she wasn't invited, but I mean, come on. It's totally warranted why she wouldn't be invited here. So I don't know what she's even talking about. Janelle says this was the easiest party to go to. No politics, no waiting for people to arrive. And I'm wondering, who's she talking about? Is Robin always late or something to parties? Who is the late person? I feel like I want to know. Next, Mary is in Parowan, and Mary's friend Blair is an interior designer, and he's going to design the carriage house where her clothing business is going to live. Blair says that Mary has a heart of gold, and Mary has known him for about 5 years. They met online, of all places. You'd think that Mary would have stopped meeting friends online. She says you have to be very careful with people you meet online. And she talks a little bit about her catfishing incident, but didn't go too much into detail there. And she says people in the family have their own opinions, but what happened to her is her truth. So seems like water under the bridge, but that was like a really big thing. Mary wants to have the option of bringing people into the carriage house like it's that's great. Hallelujah. But at the same time, isn't it kind of like a tradition to see that happen? Honestly, maybe it would have pepped things up and made things less awkward. I don't know. Alright guys, thanks so much for listening the whole way through. I'll be back with more updates, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you think of all this. Bye guys! This is a part 2 July 2023 Sister Wives update, plus a Hunter Brown update. This is what happens when the day after my July 2023 Sister Wives update, the whole family posts like a million pictures, so I have to do part 2 now. So Gwendolyn and Bea got married this weekend, and it resulted in probably an awkward party. at a place called the Mayor Flagstaff, which has a rooftop patio. So the whole family was there, despite the crazy tension between some of them, minus two of Janelle's kids, Maddie and Savannah, who are in North Carolina, and Gwen's brother, Peyton. Mykelti's kids were basically the stars of the whole reception, literally going from arm to arm to arm. They were with Hunter, they were with Logan and Michelle, they were with Robin and Cody, and they're just so cute. And in a way, you know, kids help bring everyone together. Logan and Hunter were competing for fun uncle status, I think. That's the vibe I get. Logan and Hunter are basically the MVPs of the family. I wonder what their relationship with Cody is. That's not really, like, public, but I could see them kind of siding with Garrison and Gabriel. All the wives were in one place, but Cody and Robin seemed to stay in the background, and they were not in a big family photo that was taken, but David was. We saw Robin in a video holding a child in the background. I think maybe it was Mykelti's daughter Avalon, and Cody is seen here, like, giving one of Mykelti's boys a bottle. So, yeah, he was just kind of like in the back, but he showed up, and showing up is important despite still busy raising 3 very small kids in Utah. She has twin boys that are babies and a toddler, so she's understandably very busy this month and every month. But she has Christine close by to help her, and she's still super close with Aspen, her older sister, who lives nearby. Mykelti and Tony have a Patreon channel where they review episodes from season 17 and interviews. They interview some of their siblings, which is interesting, so she's taking a similar route to Gwendolyn, kind of more public, and she appears on the show a bit more too. So Savannah Brown, Janelle's daughter, youngest daughter, just went to New York City, and she had posted these pictures and said, "The views from the Empire State Building couldn't be NYC-er nicer." Love the play on words. Nice caption, Savannah. So Savannah is such a pretty girl, and she's grown up so much. It's crazy. And I love how she has a voice. She's the one who basically told Janelle, like, no more RV, which, good for her. And now let's go to Peyton Brown, a somewhat controversial figure in the Brown family. So Christine's son, who never shies away from saying things publicly, went on TikTok live this month to divulge some interesting information. He basically said that he thinks his mom is rushing into things with David, her new beau, and that he told her just that. So at least he did tell her that too. He also says he doesn't think he's going to be close with David because they're both kind of standoffish. I know a lot of fans don't agree with this. I see it in my comments that Christine deserves love and that sometimes love happens fast, etc. But Peyton's statement made me think about what the other kids think in the family, or does anyone in the family agree with Peyton? Like, is it a bit rushed? So, you know, love bombing is a real thing, guys. Anyways, I wonder if Janelle thinks it's rushed. This is clearly a polarizing subject in the Sister Wives world right now, but as long as Christine is happy, I mean, that's all that really matters, right? And I hear Truly likes him, so all good. Peyton currently lives around 30 minutes away from Christine, so he is nearby too. So overall, some of the kids are more public than others, and they also seem to ask him about symptoms, but forgot that it was his birthday. All in all, don't understand why Cody isn't more attentive to his relationships with his older children. I mean, they're amazing. It was hard to see them not understand each other at all. Another son that Cody is kind of feuding with is Garrison, Janelle's other son, who also had a lot to say about the rules. Garrison argued that he also wanted to have a social life, you know, during the pandemic, and Cody insisted that he should move out. But Janelle wanted him to stay home so he could save for a house, which is totally understandable. Any mom would do that. Garrison actually did buy a house in Arizona. He's a homeowner of a 4-bedroom and 2-bathroom home, so I guess Janelle kind of won in this case. Cody said at the reunion that he is still angry at the boys. He said, "We need therapy. I've gotten to the point where I'm so angry about what happened that we're not communicating, and I think they are too." Yeah, like maybe a little bit of therapy would be helpful. Like, I just honestly, can't we all get along? I mean, some of these feuds are so historical to the family, like they're long-standing, but kind of interesting to talk about. So I appreciate you guys watching the whole way through, and if you like this video, give it a like, and please subscribe to my channel for more Sister Wives content. Bye guys! Today, we're diving into the world of Sister Wives and their land, Coyote Pass. There are a million reasons why Coyote Pass is a broken dream for Cody, Mary, Janelle, and Robyn. Let's take a closer look at the property itself and the controversies. The Brown family's move to Coyote Pass has been an ongoing storyline on the show. The property is a stunning 20-acre piece of land with breathtaking views of the mountains and valleys, a place where the wives famously said they heard angels sing. Well, the angels are probably not singing anymore. Here are the many reasons why perhaps the Coyote Pass dream and the fantasy of it all is officially over. Janelle, the Coyote Pass certified #1 fan, seems to have thrown... I feel like that's probably not true. Janelle's name is not on the house, right? Like, unless I'm wrong. Cody has $1 million house that he owns, and I'm pretty sure Janelle is not on that. So how do they have the same assets? Make it make sense. Cody talks about how in Vegas, things were great between him and Janelle. Janelle says yes, but that doesn't change what happened recently. And Cody says that they had a renaissance in Vegas, a renaissance to their relationship. Maybe they should have stayed in Vegas then, just a thought. I mean, how did Flagstaff help them at all, in any way? I don't know. Mary's at her B&B in this episode. A guest had made a pillow with a picture of Mary and her mom on it, which is cute. Jen, Mary's best friend, is there, and she appears on a lot of the episode. Mary talks to her about her plans to move her clothing business to the B&B, but she's scared to tell Robyn because she thinks basically Robyn's the only one that's actually going to care. I think this is probably what leads to Robyn's breakdown that we saw in the teaser way back. So Mary's still holding on hope with Cody, we learn, and that's really the only thing that's keeping her in Flagstaff. But I think she's gonna realize, there is no hope, so she's just gonna hopefully just do her thing. Jen's happy about it, Mary's happy about it. The carriage house is where the clothes are going to, the clothing business clothes. They're both wearing super ripped up jeans. Apparently that was in 2022. Maybe I blocked all the 2020s out of my mind. I don't know. But Mary's just overwhelmed with all of it. But I'm happy that she's moving away from whatever mess is in Flagstaff. I mean, Cody no longer deserves her energy, in my opinion. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode and my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 6. Stay tuned for more updates and news from moi. Bye guys!
He's been telling me for years that he wasn't attracted to Christine. They were struggling in their marriage. I would have left his ass the first time he said that to me.
Let's talk about the teasers for Sister Wives. Tony says that the fact that they'll still get together for big family events means there's hope or something, and that there's something there, quote unquote. And they count down, and Mykelti basically blasts herself with blue in the face. It actually looks painful. I was worried. She looked blinded for a second there, but 2 boys, and that's super exciting. Cody makes sure to say he'd be just as excited if they were 2 girls. I don't fully buy that though, because Cody, to me, always kind of favored boys, maybe. He then says, "I see a bad moon arising." Like the song. Anyways, if you know that song, I mean, everybody knows that song, but Bad Moon Arising. I don't know if that was the right thing to say in this moment. The joke does not land. Some people kind of laugh awkwardly, like Hunter here, and Cody admits that the whole thing is just bittersweet. Next teaser, Christine admits that Cody was the first boy she ever kissed, and that actually her first kiss was after they got married, which is probably why she got mad when Cody and Robin sealed their engagement with the kiss in season 1. Do you guys remember? Christine did not appreciate that. Probably because, Cody probably made this rule for her that they wouldn't kiss. And Christine is now brave enough to think, you know what, maybe dating could be good, but also admits that she doesn't really go out or anything, so, how is it gonna happen? Tony proposes. Tony is so funny in this scene, though. His advice is just classic. He says that maybe she should call herself Tina on the dating apps. And Mitch is concerned about the types of people she could find. And he thinks it should be farmers only. The husband's chiming in is just everything here. Tina? Really? And this is Isabel's goodbye dinner or something, and Mykelti and Tony say something like Christine should get reacquainted with her body because it takes practice. Really? They mean well, but I guess they're just really comfortable just blurting things like this out on national television, telling their mother. I was kind of hoping that there would be a reconciliation by the end of the season. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think they're still feuding. Okay, so let's talk about the episode description. So it's called Don't Put All Your Eggs in One Basket. And it says, Christine is excited to celebrate her first Easter since divorcing Cody. Janelle says her life is also better without Cody, but reveals she would consider polygamy again. After learning Aurora is interested in a boy, Mary reflects on marrying so young. Wait, Aurora is interested in a boy in the next episode? Is this the lighthearted storyline that we all kind of need to survive the episode? I'm surprised that Robin is even letting her kids film this season, because Mykelti did mention that she's just very overprotective, probably why she doesn't really like the cameras going in her house that much. But Aurora is getting a lot of scene time. She pierced her ears. Now she likes a boy. Good for Aurora. She seems to be doing well. Alright guys, I hope you liked my teaser analysis for next episode of Sister Wives. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe please to my channel. Pretty please. Alright guys, bye! Here are the teasers for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 9, and at the end of the video, I'll talk about Gwen not attending Christine's wedding and what Mykelti had to say about that. Before I start, please like this video right now and subscribe to my channel. In the first teaser, Janelle talks about how Cody is having trouble with his older kids. We all know that. Janelle says that basically when they were younger, the kids didn't question anything, and now that they're grown and they question things, it's hard for Cody. I think that Cody forgot that kids still need a dad after 18. It's weird. Robin says that Cody's relationship with the older kids were really good before the pandemic. Actually, she says with a lot of them, so not all of them. I don't know. She's essentially blaming Christine leaving for the demise of his relationship. Yes to doing unexpected things, saying yes to building businesses while having fun, saying yes to the unexpected, saying yes to a week of clarity and personal growth, saying yes to getting to see my lifelong obsession, London, here I come. So what is she talking about, lifelong obsession? Do you think she's talking about the royal family? Does Mary follow all the drama with the royals? What is the lifelong obsession? That's my question. Here's what she posted about what she did her first day along with pictures. So She said, first day in London complete, 7:30 a.m. Arrival left plenty of time to get some sightseeing in. I'm a huge Paddington fan, so of course Paddington Station was on top of my list. Okay, so is that the obsession? Seriously. I had some mixed emotions about Buckingham Palace. Pretty awesome place to visit, and also felt very awkward to parade in front of someone's home and take a picture just to say I had been there. I was surprised at the uncomfortable emotions that came up to me. The walk through the park and Princess Diana Memorial Walk was beautiful. Lots of green and blooming floral. This little critter was so cute. Jumped right up on the fence as I walked past and let me get super close to him as I had a little conversation with him. So there you have it. Mary, day one, had a conversation with the squirrel. Felt uncomfortable at Buckingham Palace. Probably because I bet you people come to the B&B and also do that, like take a picture in front of someone else's property or whatever. Maybe she has weird feelings about that. I feel like that's where that comes from. And of course, you can't go to London without seeing Big Ben and Westminster Abbey. Such beautiful and amazing architecture. The whole day was filled with amazing sights and good local food. So excited for the rest of the week and the amazing sights, experiences, and conversations in store. Okay, and now let's go to day 2, shall we? London, day 2. Started off with business building, by the way, I'm so excited for mine, and training with the amazing Danelle Delgado. Bam, direct shade, right at Cody. Now it gets even darker, believe it or not, with Cody literally saying something he probably should have told his therapist, not on national television, but he wonders what happened to him when he feels relief when a woman is leaving him. He says he just wants to be a DICK for a little bit, and he has this big urge to be mean, and he's fighting it. He doesn't like who he is anymore, and says, I should just be the devil she thinks I am now. He says that he's thought about running away, changing his name, and starting over, but he says that his 2 younger kids love him back, and that's what's stopping him. The fact that he says only those 2 younger ones loving him back are stopping him is scary, honestly, because he has so many other family members. Like, what about them? Mary says, I think he regrets marrying me and Christine, not sure about Janelle. I mean, that is such a sad thing to say. I wonder if he told her that or something. Like, why would she just blurt that out, you know? Maybe, I guess it's her opinion. Christine and Janelle have their kids together in a vacation rental. There's like this moment where they're throwing snow at each other. Gabriel says, we have a whole relationship with Christine and her kids. Gabe feels like Cody and Robin didn't make enough of an effort. He feels neglected. And Robin flips it and says, while crying, Janelle's boys did not want to be around us. And that's heartbreaking. If I thought they were open to it, I would have pushed. Why not push anyway? Because that's just the right thing to do. Mykelti, Truly, and Isabel actually ended up going over to Cody and Robin's, and Mykelti apparently has made it clear that she's neutral, she's the bridge, so she probably brought her siblings over for a visit. I think they actually ended up sleeping over, but at least they did get some time with Cody. I don't know about Savannah, like where's Savannah? She was a minor and she didn't get her time with Cody. So that was weird. But anyways, that is my recap for season 18. That's my opinion, just because she tends to show her emotions during family sit-downs or get-together the most likely to make a face. The article said that Madison also talked about how their family show had become volatile and that Cody had cut them off completely. So that is sad. I don't really get that. I don't understand that because, I just don't. Sounds completely chaotic. And honestly, I'm not surprised they were talking about family drama in the slightest. I would have been shocked if they didn't talk about the family drama at dinner in Nashville. But I feel kind of bad that an eavesdropper spilled the beans and now we're all talking about it. But I guess it is what it is. Number 3. Someone on Reddit said that they actually met Aspen at Kendra Scott, and as expected, she was lovely. The person said, I'm visiting Salt Lake City, walked into Kendra Scott at City Creek Mall, and she was there. I gasped and introduced myself. We chatted for a good 20 minutes. She is so kind and beautiful. Didn't ask for a pic because I felt so awkward, but wow, she's so sweet. Number 4. Someone took a picture with Christine wedding dress shopping, guys. She was there with her mom, her daughters, and I'm assuming a film crew. I mean, that's a moment they need to capture. The person who posted the picture said, talk about a beautiful bride-to-be. Wedding dress shopping was fun and fabulous. Love you, sis. And I sure love these 2 mamas of ours, too. So this could be like a friend of Christine. And she got 30 likes on that post at best, I believe. I mean, if I take a picture with Christine, I need more likes than that. I mean, come on. And number 5, Christine is so famous that now she gets notes from the stewardesses on the airplane. She posted this picture of a note that someone left her recently, and it was so sweet. It said, Mrs. Brown, soon to be Mrs. Woolley. Thank you so much for flying Delta. It was nice to meet you and David. Thank you for showing girls everywhere that we all deserve our prince and to be happy. I mean, so nice. And that's it for my roundup of 5 behind the scenes Sister Wives per trailer. If you liked Gabriel then, you'll really like him now because he seems to be really stepping up to the plate for his mom. And also worth mentioning, Garrison's usually there too helping, but Garrison's actually traveling in Italy at the moment. He went to Rome and saw the Colosseum. So he's on I don't know if it's a solo trip or what. Janelle gave an update on her trailer and said, the trailer is ready to go for the summer. Yes, it took a few weeks. Some of it was finding the time to break away and drive up there. Even though once I hit the road, I'm always glad I did. Some of it is the self-doubt that still creeps in and tells me I'm crazy for breaking out of my routine and trying something really outside my box. Telling myself that it's hard, it's so much easier to stay here and to do the same old, but there is so much waiting for us when we step out. I wonder why we overthink and overworry the things designed to bring joy and offer even more empowerment. Tawanda. She's been saying Tawanda a lot. It's like live life to the fullest type of situation. All right, so good for Janelle. Good for Janelle. Very excited for her. Meanwhile, Christine went to Disneyland in California again with David, Truly, and Isabel, and they looked like they had fun family time there. She said, had a blast in California Adventure and Disneyland. Club 33 was awesome. Let me know what Club 33 is. I have no idea. Christine was just in California, though, a month ago, so she's repeating the trip, I guess? Last time she went to Universal Studios, so interesting that she's back a few weeks later, but this time with Isabel. Anyways, Fan did have a lot to say about 13-year-old Truly, and how she was kind of leaning away from David in a picture and looked bored in another picture. But I think people forget that Truly is 13, and teenagers all act like all sorts of ways in all sorts of moods all the time. So, and also, yeah, I am sure she's adjusting to having a new father figure in her life, like a stepdad. And also in the public, so everything's law to dip her toes in the pond and get acquainted with her body. Not cringy at all. Christine is worried about her history and how messy it is. I mean, imagine if she goes on a date and the guy starts watching Sister Wives season 18 after that. Do you think he would call back, yes or no? I mean, it could intimidate some people for sure. The sit-downs at that Mexican restaurant and stuff like that. Yikes. In another teaser, Janelle recalls that she felt like she knew Cody when she met him. She's kind of alluding to the fact that they're soulmates. And, she says that she's the one who brought it up to him that she wanted to be in his family. And he said something like, okay, let's pray about it. Janelle liked the way that he treated Mary, ironically, because, it's crazy. I thought he said he never loved Mary. Anyways, that was the lure for Janelle. He was a good husband to Mary, she thought, which is ironic because I thought he said something about how he didn't love her. Anyways, Christine also says that she had a spiritual witness to marry Cody, and she kind of had a spiritual witness when she knew she had to leave. So I guess maybe her intuition's right on? I don't know. Janelle insists that she would actually do it all again, but that maybe their marriage has an expiration date, although she didn't think that marriages did. Janelle is, in my mind, being forced out, but she's in a weird limbo here because she's just not ready to fully step away, and it kind of looks like Cody's not ready to fully step away. It's like they have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So I guess we'll just see how it goes. I think that Mary is way farther down the path of breaking up. Now, let's go to the episode descriptions for the next few weeks, which for some reason I have trouble finding these sometimes on Reddit. I don't know why. But I got them, guys. It's episode 13, The Elephant in the Room. The official description says, Cody and Robin reunite with Janelle and Christine on a family video call to reveal the gender of Mykelti's twins. In pair 1, Mary continues to struck any tension. People should just still always show up. Not sure if he showed up later, therefore missed the family picture, or maybe he was there the whole time but chose not to be a part of it. Hard to tell, but the venue looked nice. Janelle said something interesting under her image drop from the event. She had said, some photos from Gwen and Bee's wedding get together this weekend. Mykelti and Tony's twins are so much fun. Avalon wouldn't hold still long enough. Sadly, Maddie and Caleb couldn't make it, and Savannah is with them for the summer. And before you guys say anything, Michelle and Logan's life goal is to be funnest aunt and uncle ever, quote unquote. So I don't know how to interpret this post. Did Janelle just say that Michelle and Logan don't want kids and that they just want to be a fun uncle and aunt only forever? That's a pretty big thing to kind of just put in a caption, casually mention, but I guess I do agree that it's never good to constantly be asking couples, when are you having kids? When are you having kids? When you don't know the backstory. She probably just wanted to avoid those types of comments because they can come off kind of rude. Mary and Leon were at the wedding as well, so it was nice that they were reunited. I don't know how many times they get to see each other. I don't know. And I thought it was nice that they showed up for Gwendolyn even from kind of far away. Gwendolyn has mentioned that Leon is very supportive of her and that they had hung out at Logan's wedding and that they're on super good terms, but they did have to kind of go out of their way to make it to her shindig. Overall, they still show up and put the tension aside for big family events. I don't know if it was filmed. I couldn't catch cameramen in the background or anything like that, but I kind of hope it was. But it has to be awkward a bit. Do we think that David and Cody interacted at all? What do we think about that? Let's talk about Hunter Elias Brown now, because he's such a beloved Brown, and now his Instagram profile is not set to private, so I feel better about talking about him and putting his pictures up. Hunter, for some heartwarming Sister Wives news tonight, Christine Brown's wedding dreams have finally come true, guys. The Sister Wives star Christine, at 51, walked down the aisle with her fiancé, David Woolley, 59, in a fairy tale wedding that had all the bells and whistles. Finally. And People magazine had the exclusive details. Christine and David's wedding took place in the breathtaking Moab, Utah, in front of about 330 guests, which is a huge wedding, actually. And we found out that her dad and Peyton walked her down the aisle, and I just love that detail so much. The celebration kicked off the night before with a scenic dinner cruise down the Colorado River. The couple wanted to share this special moment with their family and friends as much as possible. So their outdoor wedding was a beautiful sight with natural colors like rust, dusty rose, mauve, deep plum, and peachy coral that perfectly complemented the backdrop. David just could not stop gushing about the view. We all know Christine likes to see the angels sing. Am I right? The wedding fulfilled a lifelong wish for Christine. She always wanted to wear the white dress, walk down the aisle, and have all the bells and whistles that she missed out on during her first marriage with Cody. She actually described her first marriage as sad. So, I'm so happy for her she got this. And guess what? She got it all. So take that, Cody. I mean, just kidding, but Christine looked absolutely stunning in her dress with a plunging neckline and a lot of beading. So this dress definitely kicked her first dress's, butt. And let's not forget her beautiful hair and makeup. And of course, because it's Christine, family was at the heart of this wedding. Her kids and grandkids walked down the aisle in between the parents, making it super family oriented, and it was really a touching moment. So Christine and David exchanged vows under a beautiful floral arch in the front of Colorado River. And it was just any tension, people should just still always show up. Not sure if he showed up later, therefore missed the family picture, or maybe he was there the whole time but chose not to be a part of it. Hard to tell, but the venue looked nice. Janelle said something interesting under her image drop from the event. She had said, "Some photos from Gwen and Bee's wedding get together this weekend. Mykelti and Tony's twins are so much fun. Avalon wouldn't hold still long enough. Sadly, Maddie and Caleb couldn't make it, and Savannah is with them for the summer. And before you guys say anything, Michelle and Logan's life goal is to be funnest aunt and uncle ever, quote unquote." So I don't know how to interpret this post. Did Janelle just say that Michelle and Logan don't want kids and that they just want to be a fun uncle and aunt only forever? That's a pretty big thing to kind of just put in a caption, casually mention, but I guess I do agree that it's never good to constantly be asking couples, when are you having kids? When are you having kids? When you don't know the backstory. She probably just wanted to avoid those types of comments because they can come off kind of rude. Mary and Leon were at the wedding as well, so it was nice that they were reunited. I don't know how many times they get to see each other. I don't know. And I thought it was nice that they showed up for Gwendolyn even from kind of far away. Gwendolyn has mentioned that Leon is very supportive of her and that they had hung out at Logan's wedding and that they're on super good terms, but they did have to kind of go out of their way to make it to her shindig. Overall, I mean, they still show up and put the tension aside for big family events. I don't know if it was filmed. I couldn't catch cameramen in the background or anything like that, but I kind of hope it was. But it has to be awkward a bit. I mean, do we think that David and Cody interacted at all? What do we think about that? Let's talk about Hunter Elias Brown now, because he's such a beloved Brown, and now his Instagram profile is not set to private, so I feel better about talking about him and putting his pictures up. Hunter-in-law to dip her toes in the pond and get acquainted with her body. Not cringy at all. Christine is worried about her history and how messy it is. I mean, imagine if she goes on a date and the guy starts watching Sister Wives season 18 after that. Do you think he would call back, yes or no? I mean, it could intimidate some people for sure. Like the sit downs at that Mexican restaurant and stuff like that. Yikes. In another teaser, Janelle recalls that she felt like she knew Cody when she met him. She's kind of alluding to the fact that they're soulmates. And, she says that she's the one who brought it up to him that she wanted to be in his family. And he said something like, okay, let's pray about it. Janelle liked the way that he treated Mary, ironically, because, it's crazy. I thought he said he never loved Mary. Anyways, that was the lure for Janelle. He was a good husband to Mary, she thought, which is ironic because I thought he said something about how he didn't love her. Anyways, Christine also says that she had a spiritual witness to marry Cody, and she kind of had a spiritual witness when she knew she had to leave. So I guess maybe her intuition's right on? I don't know. Janelle insists that she would actually do it all again, but that maybe their marriage has an expiration date, although she didn't think that marriages did. Janelle is, in my mind, being forced out, but she's in a weird limbo here because she's just not ready to fully step away, and it kind of looks like Cody's not ready to fully step away. It's like they have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So I guess we'll just see how it goes. I think that Mary is way farther down the path of breaking up. Now, let's go to the episode descriptions for the next few weeks, which for some reason I have trouble finding these sometimes on Reddit. I don't know why. But I got them, guys. It's episode 13, The Elephant in the Room. The official description says, Cody and Robin reunite with Janelle and Christine on a family video call to reveal the gender of Mykelti's twins. In pair 1, Mary continues to struggle on bad terms with Cody. And remember when Gabriel was refusing to listen to Cody's rules so he could see his girlfriend? Well, I don't think that he's still with that girlfriend from that time, because I remember seeing a picture of that girlfriend at the time. She was like at a table with Janelle or something. Anyways, there seems to be a new girl on his lap in a picture from, Hunter's girlfriend's birthday. So this could be the new girlfriend, guys. And Savannah, well, apparently she's been spending the summer with her sister Maddie, and they're literally twins. They're copy and paste from Janelle for sure. Savannah's just graduated high school, and I'm not entirely sure as to what she wants to do with her life, if she's attending college in the fall. I'm sure we'll find out in due time, but Savannah's a bit more private as well. Okay, so that wraps up Janelle's kids. And Janelle, I guess, is like an empty nester now, right? So, honestly, Janelle can just have a second act now. Okay, so now let's go to Christine's kids. So let's start with Aspen, the oldest daughter. So Aspen lives close to Christine, and on Reddit she was spotted in a mall at a Kendra Scott store. So rumor has it that she works for Kendra Scott. Well, Christine and her girls this month have been all over Europe. They went to Ireland, they went to Scotland, and they went to London. And Aspen and her husband, Mitch, were included in that trip. So it feels like they've been traveling for a very, very long time. I've been seeing so many updates from their trip. I wonder if this is being filmed for the show. I suspect it might be, honestly. And David, Christine's fiance, joined them as well. And of course, Aspen also attended Gwen's wedding recently. Mykelti was on the European trip too, and even insinuated that they're all getting sick of each other at this point. Mykelti also mentioned that she was missing her babies. That's right, Mykelti left her twin boys and daughter with her husband Tony back in Utah. And by the way, Tony and Mykelti this month showed off multiple times that even from early on, Janelle and Mary butted heads. And that Janelle kind of even toned down the PDA with Cody very early on because it felt kind of uncomfortable. In the book Becoming Sister Wives, Janelle said that housekeeping was a major problem between her and Mary. She said that Mary and Cody would actually gang up on her and insisted that she clean the house in the evening while she was kind of trying to relax, I guess. Things got so bad that after a really bad fight with Mary, Janelle moved away with her kids to her mother's house and then agreed to come back because they were moving into the Lehigh house that had more space and a full yard and everything. So it kind of lured her back in. There was some type of rumbling on the show about Mary restricting access to her side of the house in Lehigh or something about using her steps, to the point where Janelle was worried that in Flagstaff, on Coyote Pass, Mary could restrict the kids from going to the pond if she lived next to it. So she was trying to restrict Mary from living next to it, which sounded ridiculous to me at the time because A, the pond is disturbing and disgusting. B, who the heck cares about the pond that probably has prairie dog poop in it with plague? I never understood why Janelle was so passionate about the pond. Either way, Mary and Janelle actually went to therapy together, and on the way there, they rode separately. And they rode separately to therapy when they used to live in the cul-de-sac, which was basically the same general area, showing how close they actually are. I mean, it couldn't be done. They couldn't ride together. It was too weird. Mary also said something kind of interesting one time on Anderson Cooper's show a long time ago, because Anderson actually doesn't even have that show anymore. She had told Anderson that Janelle threatened her less than Christine in terms of jealousy because she kind of saw Janelle's relationship with Cody as more of a friendship. And Christine's was more romantic. Ouch. Okay, so she feared either. That's kind of how I interpreted that. But either way, I've been seeing it on Twitter, basically, how people thought this episode was boring. They were bored to tears. I think this might be I don't know, new viewers or something like that, because Sister Wives has always been slightly mundane and boring, but it's kind of the beauty of it. It's not Real Housewives where they, it's super action-packed and stuff. And I actually don't mind it. The repeating of stories, though, whoa, I draw the line. And maybe the thing with the trees was too much this episode, but either way, this was Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 12. The title was, something about trees, but anyways, I'll be back next week with a new recap. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, guys! Let's talk about the teasers for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 13. The episode is called The Elephant in the Room. And the elephant in the room is on a Zoom call because in the first teaser, I was super shocked to see such an awkward Zoom call screen with Cody and Robin smug over there, Gabe right next to them, Madison who cut off Cody. There are so many landmines at Mykelti's virtual gender reveal. It's crazy. And Cody's just smiling away literally nothing happened. We are in the Sister Wives Twilight Zone, guys. They all think it's going to be a boy and a girl. And by the way, we learned from Mykelti that this confessional that you see here was filmed a lot later because they felt like they wanted to be able to tell things from their side, their perspective. They're also super skinny here and are on a health journey. There's a huge difference in their appearance from the show clips to this confessional. That being said, I think the Zoom is a little shady. Could they not have done two different ones? Why subject, let's say, Gabe to Cody smiling in his face on this Zoom? It's awkward. And this is the scene where she's painting and talking about this with her kids. Christine, David, and Cody are shown all watching this, and it's kind of awkward. We learn that Christine and David have matching tattoos, a symbol that means new beginnings in Celtic. Christine's tattoo is over her heart, so kind of like on her boob area. And so it's not exactly discreet. Like, she can't hide it very easily. So very bold move here. Cody says that the scene with the kids bothers him because it seems to him that she was asking the kids to side with her. Never mind the fact that he wasn't attracted to her for like 30 years and kind of married her without loving her. He says, I cannot forgive that she has pit my children against me. Well, we can't forgive you, Cody, for being such a bad husband to Christine, so it is what it is. He says, if she's really in love, that should all end her trash talking me and Robin. So he says that again, as if it's like some type of threat or he's trying to convince her to stop. Cody says that Christine is Machiavellian and that David might pull him aside one day and say, dude, this is crazy. Suki's like, I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, I agree. That's really far-fetched. Suki asks David what his impression of Cody is, and he says, well, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and he wants you to hear him. I mean, who gave David media training? This is like the most nice way of saying he needs to stop talking. Like, Cody needs to keep things to himself. Cody basically says that he vetted Robin a lot, like so much more. And, you know, he wanted to make sure that she didn't leave a good man. Suki asked David, what do you think went wrong with Cody and Christine? And David just says, Christine is the whole package, so I have no idea. I mean, what is he gonna say, Suki? He's supposed to analyze the whole show and their marriage in his first ever TV interview. He hasn't even been on the show yet, so justice for David. He is handling himself pretty well. Agreed with me. But I mean, now that more of the wives left, the poor graphic designer at TLC that has to figure this out, like, how do they do the group shot? Well, apparently in a rainbow shape with broken glass cracks everywhere. I guess this is a metaphor, but it really looks like a horror movie poster, like all the cracks and everything. It's a mess. Robin is, in her picture, looking far away somewhere like she's daydreaming about her porch with her sister wives and grandkids. That's never gonna happen, you know? I don't know, but why couldn't she be looking somewhere even remotely close to the camera? Also, these look awfully familiar, almost like they're recycled pictures from last season, because they probably were not into getting together for another photo shoot or something like that. I don't know. The new teaser, I guess teaser part 2, needs to also be broken down because they released it, and historically the teaser basically shows us the big moments. There's rarely been like huge surprises with these teasers. Typically it looks like some of the season is taking place around Christmas, but I mean, is it last Christmas? It cannot be Christmas 2021 or I will freak out. And still no David in the teasers yet. The new trailer that they just released starts with Christine basically saying point blank that she left because Cody had favorites. No one is surprised by this, but I'm surprised that it sounded like she said favorites, like plural. Who is the other favorite? I feel like she still meant only Robin. Maybe that was like just kind of like a slip, but anyways, just something I noticed. Mary says that she heard Cody refer to her as a friend. Like, Mary at this point is still holding on for some reason, grasping at anything at this point, and I cannot wait until the moment on the show where we don't need to watch these moments and she just wakes up and gets the heck away from Cody. He does not deserve you, Mary. And the confessionals on bad terms with Cody. And remember when Gabriel was refusing to listen to Cody's rules so he could see his girlfriend? Well, I don't think that he's still with that girlfriend from that time, because I remember seeing a picture of that girlfriend at the time. she was like at a table with Janelle or something. Anyways, there seems to be a new girl on his lap in a picture from, Hunter's girlfriend's birthday. So this could be the new girlfriend, guys. And Savannah, well, apparently she's been spending the summer with her sister Maddie, and they're literally twins. They're copy and paste from Janelle for sure. Savannah's just graduated high school, and I'm not entirely sure as to what she wants to do with her life, if she's attending college in the fall. I'm sure we'll find out in due time, but Savannah's a bit more private as well. Okay, so that wraps up Janelle's kids. And Janelle, I guess, is like an empty nester now, right? So, honestly, Janelle can just have a second act now. Okay, so now let's go to Christine's kids. So let's start with Aspen, the oldest daughter. So Aspen lives close to Christine, and on Reddit, she was spotted in a mall at a Kendra Scott store. So rumor has it that she works for Kendra Scott. Well, Christine and her girls this month have been all over Europe. They went to Ireland, they went to Scotland, and they went to London. And Aspen and her husband, Mitch, were included in that trip. So it feels like they've been traveling for a very, very long time. I've been seeing so many updates from their trip. I wonder if this is being filmed for the show. I suspect it might be, honestly. And David, Christine's fiance, joined them as well. And of course, Aspen also attended Gwen's wedding recently. Mykelti was on the European trip too, and even insinuated that they're all getting sick of each other at this point. Mykelti also mentioned that she was missing her babies. That's right, Mykelti left her twin boys and daughter with her husband Tony back in Utah. And by the way, Tony and Mykelti this month showed off that Robin's the only one that will care about this. But Jen tells Mary that it's only part-time, so she can't be too upset, right? It's not like a permanent move. Mary is scared that Cody will think that she's leaving the whole relationship, and she says in her confessional she still has hope somehow that they'll get back on track for marriage. Oh, Mary, I really thought she was farther down the path of leaving him at this point in the show, but I guess not. We're still hoping for something that'll probably never happen. And finally, let's talk about episode 7's description. So, it says, Janelle meets with Christine and reveals that she doesn't want to be married anymore. Mary nervously tells Robin that she's moving her clothing business to Parowan, Utah, and will spend less time in Flagstaff, believing Cody is done with her. So, yeah, that's very different from what we saw in the teasers, so we can probably assume that more time has passed between episodes here, because it seems like all of a sudden Mary knows that her relationship is done with Cody, and Janelle seems more decided about her marriage with Cody. So I wonder what the time gap is. I guess we will try to figure that out next week for episode 7. I hope you guys enjoyed my teaser analysis for Sister Wives season 18 episode 6. Stay tuned because I'll have the full recap up as soon as I can after it airs. This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives season 18 episode 5. In this episode, Robin still can't admit that Cody spent the most time at her house. But more on that later. The episode starts with Janelle in her apartment post the big fight with Cody, and Christine is helping Janelle once again. This time she's bringing a huge beanbag with her that can't even fit through the door, but Janelle just loves this beanbag so much. Christine is concerned about Janelle's living situation, the tiny apartment and everything. I mean, it is small, and it hints that her neighbor in Utah is moving, and maybe she should move to Utah. Is the second oldest son in the family. He is Janelle's son with Cody and Logan's little brother. So Hunter's pictures on his Instagram either feature his family or his girlfriend Audrey, which tells you a lot. He's been with her for a while, actually. In one caption, he actually says, "Family is what matters most." And we also know that Hunter, I believe, lives in Vegas. He received his master's in nursing at Johns Hopkins University, and his picture is on the wall there, apparently. And he said, "My greatest and possibly only achievement over these past 2 years was having my picture displayed in the Johns Hopkins School of Nursing. Finally finished with my master's and blessed to say it is from basically the best MSN-MEN program in the US. Grateful for my experience and the people I met and knew along the way." I mean, Hunter's so smart, right? Like, he was also Logan's best man last year and likes to take pictures from, like, underneath where people kind of, like, are looking down. He's been to 2 weddings in a very short while recently, his friends and now Gwendolyn. So it's full-on wedding season, and it's super ironic to me that Hunter hated Vegas with a passion when they moved there, but that now he lives there now. So it's like a full circle moment. Remember that in, like, I think it was like season 3 or something, where he was like, they couldn't get through to him because he, like, hated Vegas. Anyways, that is it for now. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching my part 2 Sister Wives update for July 2023. Bye, guys! This is a Sister Wives update for July 2023. Let's catch up with Robin, Cody, Mary, Christine, and Janelle. There's also big wedding news this month, and watch until the end for my hot take on the Sister Wives Season 18 teaser that was just released. So let's start with Robin Brown, because you may be wondering, like me, where the heck is Robin? A source told The Sun that Cody is actually blaming Robin for his separating her taxes. Notice she's not saying the family's taxes, she's doing her own. So maybe Cody and Robin got their own accountant now, but she got her highlighters ready. But just like all of us, she's procrastinating on that. She says, "It's tax prep weekend for me, ready to get my stuff prepped for my accountant." And yes, I love highlighters for paperwork. But the interesting phenomenon is, as soon as I begin this task, all of a sudden, the closet clean out, cleaning projects, and room organizing that haven't been on the priority list become urgent and interesting. Same girl, same. We are all on the procrastination bandwagon. So this month, Janelle was also at Gwen's wedding in Flagstaff. Most of her kids were there except for her 2 girls, Maddie and Savannah. But she did see Maddie and Savannah because we know that Janelle had to go get Savannah from Maddie in North Carolina and bring her all the way home. And we also saw Janelle and Maddie go live to discuss how Janelle thinks her phone is listening to her, because when they were talking about something, she got a coupon for it on her phone randomly. This was like a Janelle conspiracy theory mode live. It was short, but it was highly entertaining. And, you know, they probably do listen to us, like, let's not lie. And also, we potentially got a first look at Gabriel's new girlfriend, unless I'm totally spacing out, but I don't think I've seen this girl before. Anyways, there is a girl in this picture sitting on Gabriel's lap, and Gabriel was here hanging out with Hunter and Logan and some friends. And now, let's go to Mary. Mary mentioned on Fridays with Friends that she's probably going to New York soon. She also recently went to her parents' gravesite and shared her feelings with Instagram, which was sad. She said, "Quick pit stop on today's travels. Miss these 2 amazing humans. Miss their wisdom, their laughter, their love. Nothing feels as lonely some days as when you don't have mom and dad with you. Nothing can replace them. So many sweet memories of them will live on, and hopefully I can share a small spark of their light with the world." Mary also posted something well for all the weird questions. Christine says that her gut reaction is that she doesn't want to invite Mary to her wedding, but Leon, she says, is going. Cody's family, she says, some of them will be coming, which I found strange a little. I think she said that Cody's mom is going. Mary says that she hopes to marry again someone who cherishes her this time. And Janelle ends the whole thing by saying that she probably won't reconcile with Cody. She can't see it. She still has high regard for him, but she doesn't really want to reconcile. And now we get into the final random question of the tell-all, who their celebrity crushes are. So here we go. Janelle's celebrity crush is Gerard Butler. Mary's celebrity crush is Matthew McConaughey. Cody says his celebrity crush is Sophia Loren since he was 6 years old. And Robin's celebrity crush revealed by Cody is Ryan Reynolds. He says, that's why I have six-pack abs to keep up with the competition. I don't know if he can keep up with Ryan Reynolds. I'm just going to put that out there. Sorry, Cody. It's not really a competition there. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're still listening, you're amazing for listening to all my rants about the tell-alls and for the whole season. I can't believe this is the tell-all finale, but there's more coming up. There's like these specials where I know like Robin like storms off and cries or whatever, and then there's the wedding special. So I'll be back with more recaps for that. But thank you so much for listening the whole way through, and I'll be back with more content. Bye, guys. Here are the teasers for Sister Wives Season 18, The Tell-All Part 4, the final part of the tell-all. We made it, guys. We made it. In the first teaser, Cody goes in on Christine when Suki reveals that she said that she didn't think Robin really wanted to live plural marriage. Obviously, this was going to trigger Cody like nothing else. He cannot stand when the wives say anything about Robin. So, well played, Suki. Well played. She clearly was going to unearth the crazy Cody moment. Followed by more epic training. Yep. It looks like on day 2 there was some working out happening and inspiration. She said, after a good workout, we did a little more sightseeing and shopping. This place is amazing, y'all. P.S. If anyone knows where I can get my hands on a cute Paddington figurine like this one, only quite a bit smaller, please let me know. I'm obsessed. Okay, so it is the Paddington Bear obsession. That's so interesting. Mary talked about how excited she was for her trip on Fridays with Friends with Jen, and it seems like a good time for her to get away. And it looks like these retreats really make Mary feel good and stay positive, so I'm all for it. Might also mean that she's done filming for a while, perhaps, or done for the season. I don't know. But then Danelle Delgado, by the way, I've seen Mary talk about her before, and she is well known for training entrepreneurs, and she's also like a motivational speaker, I believe. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed my Mary update about her trip to the UK. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye. On Sister Wives, the Brown family has had a crazy amount of drama, but nothing compares to the drama in the feuds in the family. In this video, I'll be taking an in-depth look at 4 major feuds on Sister Wives. They are Mary versus Janelle, Peyton versus two of his sisters, Cody versus Gabriel and Garrison, and of course, we have a Christine versus Robin situation. But before I dive in, please subscribe and like this video, like right now. Let's start with Mary and Janelle. Janelle and Mary's feud dates back to like the 90s. Janelle was married to Mary's brother, Adam, and when their marriage ended, sparks began to fly, and Cody and Janelle started courting. So immediately, Janelle said that when she met Cody, she had the strangest feeling and felt as if she had forgotten something and suddenly remembered it. Kind of like how people describe, soulmate situations. It's been said, followed by more epic training. Yep, it looks like on day 2 there was some working out happening and inspiration. She said, after a good workout, we did a little more sightseeing and shopping. This place is amazing, y'all. P.S. If anyone knows where I can get my hands on a cute Paddington figurine like this one, only quite a bit smaller, please let me know. I'm obsessed. Okay, so it is the Paddington bear obsession. That's so interesting. Mary talked about how excited she was for her trip on Fridays with Friends with Jen, and it seems like a good time for her to get away, and it looks like these retreats really make Mary feel good and stay positive, so I'm all for it. Might also mean that she's done filming for a while, perhaps, or done for the season. I don't know. But Danelle Delgado, by the way, I've seen Mary talk about her before, and she is well known for training entrepreneurs, and she's also like a motivational speaker, I believe. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed my Mary update about her trip to the UK. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye! On Sister Wives, the Brown family has had a crazy amount of drama, but nothing compares to the drama in the feuds in the family. In this video, I'll be taking an in-depth look at 4 major feuds on Sister Wives. They are Mary versus Janelle, Payton versus Chuva's sisters, Cody versus Gabriel and Garrison, and of course, we have a Christine versus Robin situation. But before I dive in, please subscribe and like this video, like right now. Let's start with Mary and Janelle. Janelle and Mary's feud dates back to like the 90s. Janelle was married to Mary's brother, Adam, and when their marriage ended, sparks began to fly, and Cody and Janelle started courting. So immediately, Janelle said that when she met Cody, she had the strangest feeling and felt as if she had forgotten something and suddenly remembered it. Kind of like how people describe, soulmate situations. It's been said, doing recaps. August 20th, guys, mark your calendars. It's Sister Wives time. All right, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye. This is a Sister Wives deep dive about every house Cody, Mary, Janelle, Robin, and Christine have lived in since 2010. So since starting to film the show Sister Wives, the Browns have lived in over 15 houses combined. They've moved a lot, so let's take a quick tour of everywhere they've lived and watch until the very end for details about Christine's brand new house in Utah. In the meantime, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more Sister Wives updates. At first, when we were introduced to the Browns, they shared one large house in Lehi, Utah, and by all appearances, they seemed like a functional, happy family living under one roof. We had no idea how badly everything would unravel. The house was over 6,000 square feet, with 3 separate apartments all connected on the inside. So it was 3 apartments that had their own entrances, kitchens, laundry rooms, and master bedrooms. So each wife had their own space, and the house was actually designed for a plural family. We know that Christine really actually hated living on the lower floor, also called the basement, and her experiences there led to her saying heck no when Cody wanted to live in one big house again down the road years later. Janelle felt that Mary was restricting access to her area or even her stairs in Lehi for the children, and that also seemed to be like a point of conflict, but early in the show they didn't talk about that. It's only later that we found out. The Browns ended up leaving the Lehi house in a hurry when they thought the police were investigating them for polygamy. In 2011, they packed their bags and basically ran away to Las Vegas, where they embarked on a new adventure in a new state. Cody had pitched it as a fun place full of games for the kids, but they started struggling immediately living apart. They were all that Christy and Cody had an argument, and Christine says that Cody said that they weren't going to be intimate anymore. And it was really the kiss of death to their marriage. Christine started like packing up his stuff immediately, etc. So Cody wanted Janelle to buy Christine's house, but Janelle wanted to do her own thing. She wanted her own house, and Janelle ended up living in an RV on Coyote Pass to try to push things forward on the property. She also lived in an apartment for some time, and seems like some of her pushing for Coyote Pass may have worked, because according to reports, 2 plots of land now have been paid for. So the door may be open for Janelle to build a home there, but I mean, does she still want to do that now that she's separated from Cody? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but as of now, Janelle lives somewhere in Flagstaff that has a good patio. She said, "The place I'm living now has a great patio. I've always wanted a great patio where it wasn't so blazing hot Vegas so you could sit outside. So I splurged on some patio furniture this year, and I'm loving my coffee on the patio. This is a cool, peaceful Sunday morning." So who knows if Janelle will end up building on Coyote Pass or not at this point, but, you know, we want her to be happy where she is. Christine then ended up in a townhouse in Utah, her first place as like a single woman, and recently bought a brand spanking new house with her fiance David. This is a whirlwind romance. I'm not sure they've known each other a year yet. Not sure about that. She and David got this house for $770,000 in March 2023, according to reports. And we know that she's looking to build a lot of fun stuff in the backyard for the grandkids. That's like the idea. She wants like a large counter when she can have a cool drink setup for entertaining, plus a hot tub, shed, fire pit, a garden. She also wants like a playground for the grandkids with like a sunken trampoline and a spot for RVs. Who knows, maybe so that Janelle can park hers there. Who knows? They are also building like a bigger deck in the back, and overall everyone's extreme breadcrumbs at this point. Like, they didn't even invite her over for Easter, and they knew she was probably alone. Like, what is that? In the last year, Janelle says, "I need something different. It just doesn't fit the parameter anymore." She wants to do something different. Janelle's like, "It's very amiable with Cody." Christine says, "Well, I saw the fight. That's not that amiable." In her confessional, she didn't call her out in person. What is up with Cody and Janelle using the word amiable so much for everything? Amiable. Everything's amiable. Janelle says, "We've been friends with benefits for years, and now I want something more." Friends with benefits with 6 kids. Imagine. Friends with benefits. That's how she's describing her relationship with Cody at this point. But I don't even know if there's benefits right now. Right? Like, is there benefits? I mean, can we ask a follow-up question? Christine says that Robin has everything she wanted in a husband, and she's like, can't believe she just said that. Janelle says she can't be married until she's released by the church, but she's not involved with the church, so she can't really go through and ask to be released, so she's kind of caught in whatever. Christine and Janelle still don't have great communication. Like, as they're talking, I feel like they're like walking on eggshells, probably because cameras are there or something. I mean, this is national television, but I just feel like they're not communicating like exactly like girlfriends. Like, they're not being super, I don't know. But Christine says that they'll just continue to give her scraps. So here we are. Yes, like Janelle and Mary are kind of getting scraps right now. It is sad to watch.
Are you going to try and are you guys going to?
I'm going to try, but if Robin's there, I don't give a.
So no one's talked to her in person.
No, the truths were revealed, and we all just said, cool, this is the point where we all go. We're done.
This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 9. In this episode, the gloves are off between Cody and his older kids, and they throw shade at each other like never before. It's kind of heartbreaking. There's groovy music and Flagstaff B-roll. Get ready, probably. Hooray! We know that she was seen with moving trucks in Utah and that she probably relocated there, but we don't really know the full story on this, so it'll be interesting about how that plays out. And I think, from other spoilers, Robin is not going to react well to this, so we need to stay tuned, and I'll be back with a recap for this one, Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 5. Bye, guys!
I'm stuck. Financially, I have nothing. Christine had the house, I have nothing. My name is on property with everybody else. Probably nobody will cooperate now and play ball. FF.
This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 4. The episode is called A Deal with the Devil. In this episode, Cody says he feels like running away, Janelle cries about her finances, and Mary says Cody regrets marrying her. It's the most depressing Christmas ever. It's raining and gloomy in Flagstaff, and it's the aftermath of the shut the F up fight between Janelle and Cody from last week. Janelle thinks Cody's trying to get rid of her. She's super depressed about it and cries to the camera about how she's stuck financially and that she has nothing. She says, "I am 50 and I can't do my own thing." She's tied up with the family for Coyote Pass and she doesn't think they'll play ball. Cody says that he's mad as hell and that Janelle's the mean one. Oh yeah, Janelle's the mean one. I'll just say it. The fact that Janelle has nothing financially, yet is the one who worked from 6 a.m. to God knows when for years when they were in Utah, and Robin, who has never worked, is sitting pretty in her $1 million home with her freaking Charles Dickens Christmas houses, is beyond a travesty. They better give Janelle what she's owed. That was such an irritating... I can't believe it. A real moment for Janelle, although a bit too zoomed in, but I really felt something about how she's gonna have bad karma or something. It's just terrible. It's so toxic what they're saying about each other, and it's just, oh God help us. Like, where are they gonna go from here? It's bad. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 9. Leave a like and a comment, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye guys!
A bad sister wife is someone who just monopolizes the husband so he has no time for anybody else.
A bad sister wife takes her kids away from her husband. And that's exactly what Christine has done.
Here are the teasers for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 10, and I saved the best for last. Teaser number 3 this week is definitely the juiciest. So let's get to what Janelle, Cody, Mary, Christine, and Robin are going to be up to this week. Teaser 1. Christine and Janelle are having coffee, and Janelle blurts out that she would consider polygamy again, and that she likes polygamy. Ew, wait, what? How can she like polygamy after everything that just happened? And Christine is just so far away from that place in her mind. In her face, she's just so confused by what Janelle just said. Janelle is not in the space yet of admitting that maybe polygamy is not all it's cracked up to be. She just likes her independence. But she says that it would have to be one of those things where you look at someone and think, oh, I know that person, like she had with Cody. So Janelle wants another Cody? I'm so confused. Christine says that if she had a soulmate who was a polygamist, she would not do it anyway. So very different viewpoints here. Christine calls Cody a monogamist now, and Janelle agrees. And this is the first time Janelle's agreed with that fact. And she says that maybe a while ago he slipped into monogamy and just tried to keep up with his responsibilities with the other wives. Just slipped, like slipped on a slide, slip on a banana, just slipped into monogamy. No big deal. Teaser 2. It's Easter 2022. Yes, sacred lowliness. It's a way to be closer to God. What? Clearly, Robin is still drinking the Kool-Aid, and Mary hasn't heard this before, so because of that, this is probably BS. I mean, Mary was the first wife. She brought the wives in. She's from a fully plural family from the beginning. She would know if sacred loneliness was actually a thing. If Mary doesn't know about it, it's probably BS. Kody is going back in time, and this next thing kind of blew me away a little bit. He emphasizes that he courted Robin and Mary, but Janelle and Christine asked to be in the family, as if they're second-class wives or something. This goes back to the time when I think he imitated Christine being like a dog panting to be in the family. In my opinion, he's trying to say that Christine and Janelle were thirsty to get in the family, and they should have been happy with what they got. Easy to say when things are falling apart. I've never heard him talk like this. And somehow, because Robin was invited into the family and courted, she's somehow, elevated or something. I don't know. This rubs me the wrong way. It's very degrading vibes over here. Janelle and Christine combined have like 12 of Kody's kids, and for him to be portraying them as thirsty to be in the family is just hits as degrading. They raised 12 of his kids. Amazing kids. Then Nathan, Kody's friend, they're driving, and Nathan is giving his deep thoughts on marriage. I don't even know why he's doing this. Nathan is a polygamist. I think he's married to Mary's sister and another wife. Anyways, he says that marriage is about the woman's right to choose who she wants to father her children. And that if it's a married man, then be it. It's fine. And if she wants to leave, she should also choose. I'm going to reserve judgment because Nathan seems like a likable guy. So, until I see more, at the moment, she was married to Kody Brown for nearly 26 years. And, let us know she was in a relationship a hot second ago in February, and now she's engaged, like literally getting married any moment. I can only imagine what Peyton, her son, thought of all this. He publicly said that he thinks they're moving fast, and that apparently other people in the family think so too. There's like concern. Anyways, everyone's happy for Christine, with some people just slightly concerned about how fast they're going and stuff. But from what I see in my comments, everyone's very supportive of what's going on, even though it is really fast. I mean, it's going to be good TV, right? Very good. Season 18, here we come, right? All right, thanks so much for listening the whole way through, guys. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Bye! This is an update on the oldest kids from Sister Wives, a Where Are They Now update for April 2023. Let's catch up with Hunter, Maddie, Gwendolyn, Mykelti, Peyton, Savannah, and even Leo. Let's start with Hunter, Janelle and Kody's second oldest son, a fan favorite for sure. Hunter recently brought his girlfriend to dinner with his family. Her name is Audrey, and she's becoming more and more of a fixture at family events. According to People magazine, Hunter first shared a photo with Audrey on Instagram in November 2021. He teased their relationship, calling the photo a pretty girl appreciation post. So they've been a couple probably for like roughly 2 years. Hunter is also local-ish, according to Janelle, and so he's able to join his mom and even Christine a lot more recently. He's officially adulting, guys, and you know what? Hunter always spoke his mind and famously called Mary and Robin lazy on a camping trip in season 3. Do you guys remember? He was the one in the family who arguably adjusted the worst to Vegas. But regardless, he still succeeded in life. Hunter graduated with a master's in nursing from Johns Hopkins University. And it's ironic that Hunter hated Vegas because, according to an article by Screen Rant, they seem to think that Hunter moved back to Vegas and works as a nurse there. That may be her to ask or call her. There were also fans who thought that Gwendolyn kind of low-key shaded Christine in a video about her parenting a little while ago. Anyways, how many feuds can one family have? We don't know why Gwen didn't go. I'm sure she'll reveal it. But having 18 kids with 18 personalities is definitely messy. OK Magazine said that a publication is claiming that Mary actually does not have an Arizona address, even though she told Robin and Cody, remember, that she would get one to keep in touch or whatever. Apparently, they're saying that Mary's only address listed is the BNB. If that's true, I hope that's right. You all know how I feel about the Mary and Robin toxic relationship and how I'm upset about it. And in more wedding news, a ton of wedding pictures came out, guys. And one thing that was confirmed is that Isabel actually does have a boyfriend. This was soft launched on Instagram. And also Mykelti kind of confirmed it too on her Patreon. So cat's out of the bag. Isabel is in a relationship. And they look really cute together, honestly. And there were other couples there at the wedding. There was Hunter and Audrey, and Mykelti also said that, you know, maybe they'll be the next ones to get married. And there was Logan and Michelle, you know, and I don't know, like, I guess they're all growing up, getting married. I didn't see Gabriel's girlfriend with him, so I don't know what's happening with that one. I mean, people break up, so maybe they did. I don't know really what's going on there. But everyone looked really happy. Mykelti said that they all had to wear like fall colors, so they had very fallish dresses like burnt orange and things like that. And it was just like, it seemed like a very lovely event. Alright guys, so thanks for listening the whole way through. If you like this video, like it, and don't forget to subscribe. I have so much more content on Sister Wives coming up, including Season 9 full recap coming through soon. Bye guys!
Why are you so weird?
I'm the weird one.
I'm trying to get Mary to tell Cody that